And we are live on time? Like, how does that
Pretty
happen?
Close.
Ooh.
On time for us.
I hear an echo from myself. Hold on a second. You guys talk.
Of
We do have a technical issue. Boo.
Hey,
Man, we're only like 20 seconds in.
There we go. Okay.
Welcome to
I got rid of it. We're good.
Everybody.
We're good.
Okay, never mind.
Sorry. I had the Twitch. I had two Twitch windows open for some reason, and the second one had the volume on. So I just heard myself like yelling at myself, and that was not great.
That must be uncomfortable.
So again, welcome to High Opinions. I'm Josh. I am joined today. Is that how you say it? I'm joined today by Bryce, Shay,
yes,
and Richard. Richard Nebbins from the Direct. Richard, how was your Super Bowl Sunday? How was your past week? I've been talking to these other guys all. Well, I've been talking to you all week too. But whatever. Tell us again.
Yeah, no, Super Bowl Sunday was great. I didn't have I kind of had a affinity for one team mostly because I hate the Niners. So congratulations to the Chiefs.
Go Chiefs.
but I was in it for the Deadpool Bowl. This is already my third time on a podcast this week talking about Deadpool, and this is the movie I can't wait for this year. I'm so pumped. This is going to be a fun one.
Well, I mean that means that we're the right one then, because it's Deadpool 3, and this is the third time you're talking about it. So 3 is a magic number. We're great. We're good. We're good.
Whoa. Or is it Deadpool and Wolverine 1?
Oh, that's
a good question.
That is a really good question. I don't know the answer.
Or as Hugh Jackman calls it, Wolverine and asshole.
Yeah, that was a good one. That was a good edit they did at the end there.
I think they both kind of fit. Let's see here. Toku is in the chat with us.
Hello, Toku.
It's about time you showed up. No, thanks for joining us. Everything is going great here. I saw that you are opening an Etsy shop, starting to sell some of your 3D modeling stuff, or the Power Rangers things. Promote it here in the chat. If there's anyone else watching that would click on your stuff.
Yeah, is he able to link that?
He should be able to. I think I've got that on. But today we're gonna be talking about a ton of stuff. Deadpool 3 obviously is one of the big ones. We've also got like all the other trailers that dropped during the Super Bowl. I don't think we're gonna touch on all of them, but we'll definitely there's a lot. We'll definitely talk about a few.
There was a lot.
Are we gonna talk about X-Men 97?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
We could talk about the stupid.
I should know that already.
Shit with that's going on with that. I feel like nothing can be released without there being some sort of controversy around it. Like we've got controversy around Superman Legacy. There's stupid people bitching about X-Men 97 and Morph. There was some idiot on.
And then there's the whole thing about Marvel Studios releasing 3 different huge bits of news this week just to bury Madam Web.
Right. But I don't. Yeah. Well, Bryce will be talking about that in a little bit because none of the rest of us have seen it yet.
But
his favorite movie.
Good for you.
I don't.
Hey, that's a good thing.
I don't think anyone needed to do anything to bury Madam Web. I think the movie kind of did that all on its own.
I mean, its marketing and advertisement blatantly made it feel like it was just a Disney Plus series. Just the big Madam Web face as the logo is reminiscent to all the other Disney Plus advertising.
And what's stupid for me is that you thought that it was going to be a series because it's a Sony movie, not a Disney series.
Yeah, Shay.
That's what it looked like.
I agree that it looks like a early to mid 2000s era Canadian sci-fi movie that aired at 2:00 in the morning on the CW with like maybe slightly better graphics. But
wow,
it looks worse than the CW, dude. I've seen the whole film.
I'm seeing it today. I'm scared.
I wish the CW made this.
The next movie I plan on seeing in the theater is Dune 2. Like that.
Absolutely.
I think that's gonna be next. Shay and I went to see the first one on Tuesday because it was re-released in the theater. So we got to go see it in IMAX, and there were at the end there was a preview for the second one. So that was also
a pretty extended scene.
Yeah.
I think it was the scene where I mean, I guess it's not really a spoiler. If anybody knows Dune, like there's this, they ride the sandworms at some point in the story.
Anybody
So
reads books, yeah.
yeah, and this is
Whoa.
basically
Don't
the
they do
first
that
time.
in the first film?
What's that?
Yeah.
Right,
you glimpse it in the first.
Yeah,
in the first
there's like one person who's kind of in the background when they first get to the big city where he's like,
But like Paul and Zendaya do it.
Paul doesn't do it in the first one, and Zendaya doesn't do it either.
No, it's just that.
I'll openly admit that
the clip.
I've only seen the first like 15 minutes of the first one. I don't know why it just didn't quite click with me. So I'm gonna go in and dive in.
I will.
Okay, hold on.
Really
Sorry for cutting you off. Let's just go ahead and jump in. Like, let's just go ahead and jump into talking about movie stuff now. Like we've already kind of gotten there.
Yeah,
so
sure.
let's
that's
kind of go full in. What do you guys want to talk about first? We've been talking about Dune. We've been talking about Deadpool 3
well.
a little bit.
We should
and
finish
Madame Web.
talking about Dune.
Yeah.
Right.
Let's first
We're already like halfway there.
Yeah. But let's set the stage.
I'm good to do a
a
little
bit. When does the new one come out? What's the actual
March
release date?
1st, I think.
So we've got 2 weeks. Two weeks until that comes out, because the
Same day as Megamind.
the premiere was two nights ago. Before we continue though, we have a new follower, Spidey Doctor 13, who says love the hat. So that's got to be talking to Richard.
Me. Oh, Richard.
My brother got me this at I think D23
really cool.
if I'm not mistaken. So thank you to my brother Daniel for that.
Awesome. Sweet.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Yeah, that like I'm a baseball hat guy.
Really
Like
nice.
I typically wear the same one all the time though, because I'm too lazy to go out and buy new ones. Because I hate,
Me too.
I hate clothes shopping. Like I don't know that I would consider a hat clothing, but
I think it is. It's apparel.
If there's anything I'd like dive into, maybe I'd get myself like a baseball hat collection at some point if I had money and everything.
I mean, I have a handful of them. I've got the one that I typically wear is from E3 2019, RIP E3 last year. That never happening again.
That's probably worth some money.
It might. Well, no, because I've been wearing it like almost every day for the past couple of years. So
Well,
maybe not
you're
so
right.
much.
You do wear that hat a lot.
You might want to wash it a little bit.
Right.
Then,
Well, I mean,
that's
I do wash it every once in a while. I've got like a what else do I have? I've got a Star Trek hat, and then like a couple of like swag hats that I've picked up with from various shows that I've worked on or from
Hold on, real quick.
Comic-Con or whatever.
Is that the Pillsbury Doughboy with like bullet holes in them in the background?
No, that is.
And,
Hold on. I'll grab it.
If that was, that would be amazing, but
It's close.
That is a Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
It is.
It's
the Stay. Yep, it's the Stay Puft Marshmallow
Puft
Man
Marshmallow.
riding the original Starship Enterprise.
nice.
That's awesome.
Also, side note, cannot wait for the new Ghostbusters.
It looks so good.
Well, does it?
It looks.
It
I
literally
love
looks
looks
like
good,
if they turned Ghostbusters into a Marvel movie. That's what. It
I
looks
mean
like.
that's
So-
what they're doing. Is they're creating a new cinematic
Well,
universe for it. Like I wouldn't be surprised
yeah,
if we
but
get
that's
like
kind of cringe.
eventually
Well,
we'll get
it
like
has Ant-Man,
West Coast
Midnight,
Ghostbusters.
and
West Coast Ghostbusters.
West Ghostbusters.
Honestly, I'd watch that one.
I would absolutely
West
watch
Coast
that.
Busters.
Yeah, West Ghostbusters or whatever.
West
great.
Coast
The,
Busters is what I thought you said.
Yeah.
The Stay Puft Marshmallow Man there was a gift from Jezer, who brought it back with him from Japan a couple of years ago, and then the
Nice.
the Enterprise is actually a phone, like an old school landline telephone that Jody,
Wow.
Okay.
who is like he used to produce stuff for us.
Can you imagine somebody
got me.
calling somebody on that thing? Like,
There's no way that I would
Wow.
actually use it as a phone. This is like that's the handle. Like there's no way.
Oh my god.
It looks more like a pizza cutter.
Do you know what that reminds me of? I was thinking about because NBA All-Star Weekend's going on. Remember when Shaq made a phone out of his shoe?
Yes.
That's what that reminds me of.
I'm probably too young for that one.
I
That
mean,
was like
that probably happened around the year that you were
06
born.
or something.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was.
probably
So that
close
was
to it.
2000.
Wow.
So let's get back into
Sorry.
Dune. We've gone around a little bit,
Yeah, all old farts and Bryce.
right?
That's what we should have called the show. I was really rooting for it.
I mean,
Three old men and Bryce.
Yeah, right.
I mean, we're only like twice your age. It's not, no big deal.
No big deal.
Well, not Richard.
Not at all.
No, not
Richard's only like a third.
Yeah.
No, I'm like 10 years older than you though. So
Yeah.
And
Josh and Shay are like 20.
So Dune.
Yeah, give or take.
Yeah.
Dune.
Yeah, before we go.
So
Yeah.
so all of you guys, obviously now Shay and I have seen it. Have Richard, you and Bryce, have you guys seen the first one?
I've only
going
seen it
to very
once.
soon.
I need to rewatch.
Okay.
It, so I will. Be rewatching
Richard
it
said
before
you'd
No worries
only
about
seen the
spoilers or
first
anything.
15 minutes.
Right. That is
And
what you said.
I was in that same pool for about a year or so.
Okay.
Okay, well, so what happened was it came out on HBO Max, when it was still called HBO Max.
Didn't want to watch it on HBO Max.
Yeah, so I started watching it and I got like 10 or 15 minutes into it. I was like, nope, I know the second one is coming out. I'm going to wait because they will re-release this in the theater. And Shay, you did the same thing, right?
Yeah, I watched that opening sequence and Zendaya talking and watching how the Fremen were attacked by the Harkonnens and stuff, and then seeing that title and everything, hearing the opening, blah, 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 like a billion times. And that's like ingrained in my memory. And then, of course, after 15 minutes, I was like, "Whoa, this is all new." But I've seen that opening at least 10 separate occasions, preparing to watch it, and I'm just like, no. I'm glad I waited though. Definitely a better experience on the big screen. With the sound and everything. Yeah. The place we went to in El Segundo, California. What was it called? The Cineplus.
Okay, I have no idea how to even pronounce this. I thought it was Cinepolis, but it's Cinepolis.
I lived in Southern California forever. I called it Cinepolis the entire time. So
I think it's Cinepolis. Yeah,
but
that's what I thought.
But it's CINE, not CINO.
Don't worry about it.
It's English. You can make up whatever you want.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, all words are made up, so it doesn't matter.
Made up.
but no, it was just, it weirded me out because it was one of those things where I actually looked at the logo and the name. I was like, wait, that's not how I thought it was spelled. So
speaking of how the names and they get spelled differently, the Skechers. People have been thinking that Skechers had a T in it forever, and Skechers was like, no, we never had it. Everyone's like, no, there's a T in Skechers. It's been in the T in Skechers all the time. No, Chers. It's been like that since the beginning. It would have a
T, but
Sketch does have a T in it, but that's not.
Right.
It's a different sketch. Yeah.
Yeah, sketches for like drawing, not for shoes.
I don't know. But so
Dune.
Yeah, Dune.
So
Dune. Bryce and Shay, since you guys have seen it, and I guess Richard for the first 15 minutes of it.
It's been a while though. I watched it like the day it came out, and I haven't seen it.
Oh well, what do you remember?
Wow. Okay.
Or what do you remember thinking about it when you watched it?
I remember, but I also remember saying, once I watch this a second time, I'm going to enjoy it a lot more because it is a lot to take in all at once because Dune Part 1 is basically like all of the exposition, and usually those type of movies freaking suck, but for some reason it worked with Dune. I don't know why, but it worked. And so I am interested. I am really excited to watch Dune Part 2 because I know from people who've read the books, who watched the shitty first movie, that this is where all the
whoa.
Wait, that was David Fincher.
That was David Fincher. That was not a shitty movie.
And also, this is one of those studio interference things. Like, if you talk to David Fincher about it, like, he does not like what the studio ended up doing to the movie, which is part of the reason why that 7-hour TV cut of it
that doesn't
exists.
sound like it's David Fincher's fault then. So I didn't say anything about
No. I'm just saying, it's the same situation that's popping up a lot now with in the whole like movie sphere with like David Ayer with the Suicide Squad and the Snyder cut.
Josh Trank with Fantastic Four.
Yeah. There's a lot of movies, like, I feel like obviously again Shay and I are older. But I feel like
you're
a lot of the discourse that's happening within the movie industry now are things that also happened 15, 20, 30 years ago that we just didn't have the same kind of social media then that we do now. So it just really wasn't a thing. Like movies getting shelved. Like I can't say that, movies were written off a lot for tax write-offs, but movies were shelved all the time.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Well,
they're-
I mean, Fantastic Four 1994 is is an exact example.
Yeah, so
Yeah, for
it's
sure.
You know,
it's
so it did happen. You know, before.
Right,
That's
yeah,
a good
yeah.
point. I never
It
thought
seems
about
like
it that
it's
way.
happening a lot more.
right,
you
right.
know?
And I personally
Yeah.
like
Well, at least you're hearing about it a lot more.
Exactly.
Yes,
And
yeah.
I have absolutely no concrete verifiable proof whether it's just that we're hearing about it more or whether it's happening more, but as
It just feels like we're hearing
yeah,
about it more.
as someone who's lived through
Social media,
these
yeah.
discussions previously, it just to me it seems like it's just more in the public knowledge. But
Well, I mean,
For
James
sure.
I don't know.
Cameron's Spider-Man, didn't that go like all the way to the stage of like getting posters in theaters?
I
don't
think there was
think
concept
so.
art
Yeah,
for
I
it.
think there was
know I've
concept
heard
No,
art.
they never
there's
filmed that
concept
one.
art.
No.
I don't know if it was ever filmed or anything.
No. They never filmed it. I just don't.
I know they never
yeah,
filmed.
I don't know
but
how
I'm
far
pretty
into
sure
the
posters
yeah. I don't
were
know how
released in
far
the
into the
theaters.
process they got.
Yeah.
There
I
is a
know I wrote an
concept
article
poster,
on
but that's
concept
it.
art.
Yeah, but I mean
Yeah.
at Marvel.
Maybe I'm wrong. I think there was another superhero movie
What?
that got all the way like they got superhero like not super. They got posters.
So
out, but then they
there's
canceled it or
there's
whatever.
concept art that exists of Jensen Ackles as Captain America.
Really?
And
Oh, okay.
and there was also the Justice League, the not George Romero.
Oh yeah, they
Um
Justice League Mortal by
who
who
the
was it?
it's the
George Miller.
George Miller, yeah. I knew it was George, but I kept wanting to say George Romero, but George Romero is the
George
zombie
Miller.
guy, George Miller.
Yeah.
Because
I think they filmed for like a week, didn't they?
I don't think they filmed, but there were definitely costume fittings. Because I believe there is a picture of Armie Hammer in the Batman costume.
There's a picture.
Yeah, I
of the
just
whole
looked up
cast.
Armie Hammer as Batman.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the whole
Yeah,
the whole.
and, oh my
cast
god,
got in
and
there.
Yeah.
Jay Baruchel was going to be Max Lord. Wow.
To me, that's
Honestly, I'm upset we didn't get to see that.
yeah.
one.
I feel like
It
that
was
would have been
probably
better
awful.
than what we got for Lex
Probably
Luthor.
awful, but well, I kind of like Jesse Eisenberg.
I mean,
as Lex Luthor.
I
I know nobody else does.
I didn't hate him.
Home Alone, but
I think Jesse Eisenberg
like he was
did well with the content that he was given.
Material that he was giving.
Yeah.
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 He didn't seem as intimidating as Lex Luthor normally
No.
is.
Yeah, that was
Only
my thing.
in like that
He-
last
yeah,
scene, and that was it.
but I don't know, whatever. But
He didn't have like a physical presence the way Lex Luthor did. I know it's fine. They want to adapt it,
yeah,
but like,
it's just a different version. And
Yeah,
that's,
yeah.
I think that's what's
And
important
he's
for
also
people to
standing next
realize.
to Ben Affleck and Henry Cavill,
Yeah.
so he didn't really have a chance.
yeah.
Whereas
he has
like,
to use his brain for that.
but there's all kinds of different depictions of Lex Luthor in the comics. There's all kinds of different depictions of Superman and Batman and all these other characters. So there's room for this kind of stuff. It's just for me it just I don't know, it just didn't really work.
Yeah.
Okay,
Also,
so
I can't wait for Nicholas Holt's version of Lex Luthor.
yes,
yeah, I'm excited to see that. one.
I'm really
Yeah, I can't
excited
wait for
to see him.
Him as Beast too. So yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I'm excited to see him in a different kind of role. I haven't really seen him in much other than X-Men, and then I watched the Dracula Rainfield.
I haven't seen that
movie.
one yet. What did you think of that?
Yeah, with him in the
with
cage.
Nicolas Cage.
It was they just made a Dracula movie, but made it MCU like.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. Because I mean,
it's basically if Marvel made a Dracula movie.
yeah. Did you guys like Warm Bodies?
I
haven't seen that.
It's basically it's a zombie movie that where Nicholas Hoult is one of the zombies that falls in love with the person who's alive.
Okay.
Whoa!
Oh, yeah.
That's crazy.
I think I heard.
It's
check
like
that
Lisa
out.
Frankenstein. That just
Sort of,
came out.
yeah. I mean, they're well, Lisa Frankenstein, I think, is more like what was that '90s movie? My Boyfriend's Back. Maybe.
Yeah, probably.
It's a lot of the same. While we're talking about Superman, though, do you guys want to talk at all about the stupid controversy with James Gunn and Superman Legacy and the actor?
Briefly, yeah.
We can touch on it, yeah.
Bryce, you want to explain what all of that was about?
Well, so what was the name of the actor?
Yeah,
Oh,
I've
I
got it
about-
right here.
Bassem Youssef.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that guy came out and said that he was I believe he said that he was cast I might have, this might be misspoken, but or he at least said that he was involved in some way in the process of Superman Legacy in some sort of role, and then his role got cut, and then he said that he believes the reason was for his support of Palestine and the Israeli Palestine conflict that's going on right now. The only issue with that is that the interview that he was talking about where he voiced his support for Palestine happened after all of the cuts were made, because the cuts were made during the strike. And so the interview that he did where he was talking about this stuff happened after he was cut from the film already. So that doesn't make any sense at all. And then, so, but everybody was so quick to jump on James Gunn going, Zionist. It's like, and like, let me be very clear. I do not support this war. I don't like the senseless violence and cruelty is completely messed up. I do not support that at all. So like don't take this as me saying that. But but people were so quick to jump on this, and then it turned out it was just one big misunderstanding, and but everybody was so quick to jump on it and then just go, oh, James Gunn is this awful person. Meanwhile, he just cast Millie Alok as Supergirl, and she's super pro Palestine.
It's I feel like this is a completely separate discussion, so I'm just gonna say this and then we can move on. But I feel like the way social media and just the media in general is right now, because we get our information so quickly and without any context, it makes it super easy to either misinterpret things or just get basic facts wrong, because the people who are actually involved in it haven't had a time to respond to it before you actually saw what you're taking as the truth, or the news that you're seeing that you're now assuming is true. So everything now,
people seeing it barely have time to process it.
Yeah, we're at a point where people they don't have the time to respond to correct misinformation or for things to be challenged and to actually have an accurate view of what was going on both sides of the issue before people have already made up their minds. And once people have made up their minds, it's really hard to get them to see it from another point of view, because that's already what they're thinking. It's sad. It happens with movies. It happens with just people in general. Like all the stuff that James Gunn getting fired and then getting rehired and just everything. It's just all. Sometimes the information is accurate and things are true and you're right to feel the way that you do about people, and sometimes it's not. And
this is not James Gunn's first rodeo, and the first rodeo he actually did that stuff.
Right. Yeah. So he made the shitty tweets. Like that was a thing that he did.
Yeah. And I'm not defending those at all, by the way.
No.
But this complete misinformation. This just was a misunderstanding. Like, and he came out on Threads and said, "Hey, we talked it out. We worked it out. There's no bad blood. Done. Over."
Yeah.
Basically, don't be an idiot. Do your research and don't jump the gun. That's all you got to do. Do your due diligence.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah. And it's just people today. And we'll kind of get back to this topic a little bit when we start talking about Starship Troopers and that stupid shit. But yeah, people just don't take the time to do research before they say stuff, and it's sad.
People are so ready to fight everybody these days.
Yes.
Which, I mean, I'll admit sometimes I'm like that too. I'll scroll through Twitter, I'll see someone who said something, and I'll be like, "What the fuck are you talking about, you idiot?"
I try to keep that to just the stupid, meaningless stuff that doesn't really mean anything in the grand scheme of life. But
yeah. So I mean,
usually whenever I see comments on social media, usually comments on social media, I look and I'm like, "Oh, you're an ant just like me. No one cares about you. Move on, next."
Yeah. It's
great way of thinking about it.
Yeah, it's stupid. I think it's stupid that we have to talk about this kind of stuff when this kind of stuff comes up. But that's the world that we live in.
And I think also
no, it's okay. Call out the morons and the idiots.
I also think
jeez, I need to know they're stupid.
Since it is James Gunn, people are looking for anything.
Right. I'm curious about how many of the people who were giving him shit for this were Snyder fans.
I
Like,
saw a lot of people on my timeline that
It's definitely a question.
well, I saw a lot of
I-
people on my timeline that are just kind of just normal, for the most part, normal fans or whatever, and but they do highly support, you know, Palestine.
Yeah.
As like most of the people on my timeline. And they were just so quick just to just go, oh, Zionist, you know.
Yeah.
And literally
Yep.
like they didn't wait for a single statement, nothing, you know.
When the timing of anything released does not make any sense because
Yeah.
it just
It was
just
so
ridiculous.
It was so stupid. I don't support the violence. I don't support the cruelty by Israel to Palestine. But that being said, like this whole situation was so stupid.
Just don't be an idiot.
Yeah.
Just don't be an idiot, guys.
Richard, I feel like that's like something that everyone should just, regardless of the situation and what it's about, just don't be an idiot.
Mhm.
That's
you know, we make
Like,
fun of episode 1
the
and
Invincible meme.
Yeah.
we make fun of Star Wars Episode 1 a lot. We make fun of Jar Jar Binks a lot for being a moron and a really bad character. But there's one thing that was said to Jar Jar was when Qui-Gon when Jar Jar says like I spoke, right? Like as if he's smart.
Yeah.
Qui-Gon's like, the ability to speak doesn't mean, it doesn't show any signs of intelligence whatsoever.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
True fact.
Yeah.
See, the Phantom Menace can have a good line every once in a while.
Yeah. Well, so I just rewatched
Well
the
done,
Phantom
Phantom
Menace.
Menace.
Like we were talking about Star Wars last week for something, because of something, and
Yeah.
I ended up going back. I watched A New Hope. I watched Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi, and yesterday I just finished Phantom Menace. So now I'm onto the Clone Wars, and then.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Nice.
Did you mean Attack of the Clones, or did you mean actually Clone Wars?
Attack of the Clones.
Oh, okay. Because I
Yeah.
was gonna say Clone Wars is actually cool, but yeah, okay. So Attack of the Clones.
Clone Wars
is
is some great stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think Attack of the Clones was better than Episode 1.
Well, you know what? There's something
Yeah.
for everybody. I
You
guess.
can say that. Yeah.
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 I don't think it was
You're
as
not
good
wrong.
as
I don't agree,
Revenge
but-
of the Sith, though.
No, Revenge of the Sith
is like one of the
easily
best
one of
ones.
the originals.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but like the two best Star Wars
I like
movies
Revenge of the
are
Sith.
Empire and Revenge of the Sith. Like that's
I think I agree. Yeah.
number 3 on it. I don't know that I would say that number 3 for me would be The Last Jedi, but if I had to pick one from
Ooh,
each,
Yikes. Uh-oh.
Last Jedi would be my pick from the sequel trilogy. Out of those 3.
I think Force Awakens clears both, and it's not really close, but
I mean, I liked Force Awakens.
I'm with Bryce on that one, but I respect it.
Yeah, I
if
like.
we're just talking about Disney, then Rogue One for sure. But
I need to
Rogue
rewatch
One's
Rogue
great.
One. That's also on my list of rewatches, because like
Rogue
I watched
One
it
is
when it first
awesome.
came out, and I haven't seen it again.
Yeah,
since.
Rogue One's
I
great.
don't
It's just
remember
a war
whole lot.
film.
So you know,
It's just a war
Solo
film
was
that
fun
has-
too. People
Yeah,
didn't
it's
give
a fun one,
Solo a
too.
lot of chance, and Solo was
Yeah.
a lot of fun.
See,
It's just not the
I need
best,
to watch
you know.
Solo.
But
And I understand people's gripes with like changes or just seeing someone else playing Han Solo, but overall, like he
yeah,
Sure.
I thought it was a good
he
film.
personified Han
But-
Solo pretty well in his characters and mannerisms.
What I love most about it's like it's a war film that just happens to take place in the Star Wars world, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So-
Yeah.
for sure.
I mean,
and also
that's.
Darth Vader's in it.
I think
Yeah.
what you just said about being a war film that just happens to take place in the Star Wars universe. That's kind of how I feel superhero movies need to shift. I like instead of just being like,
Like what Winter Soldier did a little bit.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
Or
Winter
First
Soldier
Avenger.
was a straight up espionage film.
Yeah, both.
And I felt like that was the start of changing what we were going to be seeing, because like nothing against like straightforward comic book movies that are just adapting storylines from the comics. They're if they're done well, they're great. But I want to see like a film noir from DC. Like I would love to see like a film noir of like The Question, that that's like an old school like
that'd be
Double
so
Indemnity, or like a
Yeah.
Hitchcockian movie of some kind.
That was kind
Like-
of like the
That would be
Batman,
awesome.
right?
Yeah, so the Batman was
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
They
Little bit.
they gave everyone that was auditioning for it sides from The French Connection, because that was one of the inspirations for the film. Like the car chase,
Okay.
like if you watch the car
Batman
chase
is
for
so
The French
good.
Connection and the car chase from the Batman, like you can see the very specific stylistic choices that were made because of that influence.
I mean, the cinematography in itself was very much like, I mean, shots from under angle of the cars and like close-up angles.
Like the Batman had its issues, but to me,
not to me.
My biggest thing, I did not think it needed to be 3 hours.
Well,
that's really my biggest thing. But it's a solid movie.
I thought it was a little long, but honestly, I liked it better than any of the Christian Bale Batman movies.
Same.
I thought.
I did feel it was long, but it actually wrapped it up pretty quick. Like there was a lot going on, but it wrapped it up. And you're like, okay,
well, it was long because of the kind of movie that it was. Like the French Connection is also a long, slow-paced film. Mm-hmm. And I feel like a lot of that is lost in modern media, where like it's just blockbuster after blockbuster after blockbuster, without like really paying attention to, like, I don't want to shit talk like the artistic value that goes into these movies, because they look amazing, and the acting is usually on point, the production design is usually good, the cinematography is usually good, but I feel like there's like a spark that's been missing from them, that the variety of the type of movies that we used to get before, like the superhero movies and the nostalgia movies and all that kind of stuff, became the big thing that I think it's just missing now.
I think one of those films might be changing that here soon.
Which one? Deadpool 3?
It's a little thing called Deadpool and Wolverine.
That great segue.
Friggin' awesome. Like literally, like, this isn't cinematography, and I see everybody on Twitter calling it cinematography, but the one where like he's like flipping the gun up in the air and he catches the magazine.
And he catches the mag with the gun.
That's called choreography. But not cinematography, but it still looks really
and
cool.
Most of it CG probably too.
But yeah, I mean, that is like that is sick, but that has nothing to do with the actual quality of
the film. The camera is mainly just sitting there.
Have you seen the clips that were going around on Twitter that were I don't like people talking about like the color grading and redoing the colorization on it and just making it look like absolute garbage.
Sick of that.
I'm like, what? Like
on Twitter, you're not a color corrector. Like you don't.
Yeah,
you
so
don't work
sick
for
of that conversation already.
It's like the film looks
what
fine.
Conversation?
People were
the whole thing about the color grading
the
for
trailer,
that scene,
and they just made it look like grayer and worse.
Awful.
Like
or super saturated and. Like I feel like there's a lot of people who
they honestly they made it look like a Zack Snyder film. Is what they did.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on, hold on. They're editing the trailer because they don't think the trailer color grading looked right. It's not even fucking finished.
But people also don't know what color grading means, because they're also using the term completely incorrectly.
I love the idiots of this world, because that just gives me more to talk about.
People are idiots.
People are idiots, and the fact that I am smarter than most of them means that there's a big fucking problem out there.
I would agree with that.
That is a big problem. That's pretty messed up.
Lord.
Okay, Richard, why don't you break down the trailer for us? As we established at the beginning, you've already talked about this 3 other times this week, so I feel like you're probably the best person to break down the trailer for us.
Sure, yeah. I mean, this trailer, just going through it quickly, this trailer gets some really nuts stuff. I mean, we start off with Deadpool and almost the entire main cast of the first 2 movies. I mean, I know I'm going to miss people. We got Vanessa, we got Shatterstar's freaking in there. We got Blind Owl, we got Buck, Peter, absolutely, Colossus, Niggas on a Teenage Warhead, and Yukio. They're all celebrating his birthday, and then we go through some of what Wade's been doing over the last few years. Seems like he's taking some time off from being Deadpool, and I'm curious to see one quick thing I'm going to mention. That could be some really sad shit, what he's going through. During the time he's not Deadpool. My guess, what if he and Vanessa maybe lost a kid or something? Maybe they got pregnant and tried to have kids or something, and they maybe lost a baby or something like that. But that's just my dark mind going to some weird places.
Well, I think the sad part is all of his friends and wife are dead, and he had to bring them back, and now the TVA is trying to take it away.
That could be a good point too. Yeah, because he goes back and changes everything at the end of Deadpool too. Yeah. But then he brings everybody back, and then he makes a wish. The freaking TVA shows up at his door.
I am so happy that they're bringing the TVA into the movies now.
Me too. It's
They
about
had
time
to,
they did it.
yeah.
And I'm
Do
glad.
you think
Yeah.
Miss Minutes is going to make an appearance?
There's no way she doesn't. I don't know if it's officially confirmed yet, but it seems that there's no way she doesn't.
I don't see how, like, especially in a Deadpool movie, I don't see how she could not show up.
This movie's
She'd be
very
perfect.
fourth wall too.
Oh yeah,
Very
yeah.
fourth
Oh,
wall.
absolutely.
It's literally Deadpool kills the Marvel universe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
In a way,
Deadpool kills the Fox universe.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then obviously, so Wade gets taken in by the TVA, gets that toupee ripped off his head. I love that you can see the staples still in his head when he's talking to when he's talking to Paradox, who and Paradox. What I've heard from Paradox is he may actually be like a Mobius variant. And what I'm curious to see is whether there's maybe like multiple different TVAs or like maybe multiple factions of the TVA going at each other. Because even in that one shot where he gets taken into the time door, it seemed like those were maybe two different groups of Minutemen trying to go after him for some reason.
I do kind of wish we, like, because we're bringing in the TVA, I kind of wish that we would get to see some of the people that we saw in Loki.
Yeah, I
hope so. I mean,
forever ago that Owen Wilson was going to be in the film, but
like seeing Owen Wilson would be great. Seeing OB,
saw him on set.
Seeing OB would be fucking amazing.
Great, I'd love
all that would make sense too.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bet that Owen Wilson's gonna be in it at least for a second. But I'd love to see any of them. But then we got the Paradox interrogation with Wade where he's soiled himself intentionally. Or not unconscious, which is amazing.
Toku says he wonders if they will explain the TVA armor change and if we see Renslayer when Wade goes to the battle world at the end of time.
That might be the separate.
The armor's changed. Yeah. Exactly. That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah.
But then so then he gets to get a little view of all the MCU movies on those big screens like Age of Ultron. Yep, the Cap salute, which is amazing, which is from Marvel Comics. I guess Cap is the only one, like, Avenger that he truly respects, which I love that they're making that canon now. We even see if you dive deep into the left-hand corner during one of those shots, you can see Ryan Reynolds' acceptance speech from his Welcome to Wrexham Emmy that he recorded like a month ago.
I did not notice that.
Yeah, that's like a deep cut Easter egg. You can see it on one of the tiny screens in the left corner. I think when the movies first start playing on those screens, it's amazing. I mean, a side note, Ryan Reynolds is just the perfect person to play Deadpool, bring him into the MCU.
Well, I mean, I feel like if you watch Blade 3, like you can see like the inception of him like forming his version of Deadpool.
Because that was like, did that come out in 2004, I think, if I'm not mistaken?
I think it was
Blade 3?
Somewhere around there, yeah.
Because I think Blade 2 came out in 2002, because that was the same year as the first Spider-Man movie. But that was right around when they put Ryan Reynolds in that Deadpool comic in the first place, and he's like, okay, I have to play Deadpool now.
Yeah. I feel he was made to play this role. It's him.
Absolutely. There's been no better character to actor match, I think, in comic movie history.
I mean, Hugh Jackman as Wolverine is pretty good, and he's
had
a good
run.
It's great.
Like he's great in the role, but he's not comic book accurate.
No, he's definitely not comic book accurate. He's like a whole foot too tall.
That's fair, yeah.
But I mean,
that's
almost
still amazing. But I mean, like Ryan Reynolds is like they took Deadpool from the comic books and like threw him in a movie, like, you know.
Absolutely,
yeah. Like literally, I don't think you can get any closer than that. Like.
Yeah, for sure. And then, like, going further in the trailer, we get to see him, what we think is the Void in front of that 20th Century Fox logo with the shot that you were mentioning earlier where he's catching the mags and the gun. I know we've seen it in the set leak photos from, like, July or June of last year or something, but it still looks awesome. And we see him in what I think is Sokovia in that snowy, woodsy landscape.
That would make sense.
Maybe he goes back to try to save Quicksilver or something. When he's fighting all the TVA agents, throwing knives in the faces and everything. We get a pyro shout out.
Yeah,
that was
going back.
Like for me, that was the
crazy.
As soon as I saw that, I was like, "Fucking pyro!"
Yeah.
Yeah, I wrote an article on that for the Direct, and it was so funny too because our guy Russ over at the Direct actually had an interview with him about a month ago, and he asked him, you know, like, is there a chance that you would play pyro again for Marvel? And he's like, Yeah, I would think about it. Maybe it'd be cool. It'd be cool revisiting it again. Meanwhile, he's already finished his work with the movie and he's in the trailer.
Right.
Um,
His costume
but
looks
yeah,
pretty
and
dope too. Like I can't wait to
yeah,
see
for
like
sure. They got the
how he
goggles in
looks,
there.
because like we only saw him from like the shoulders up, so or from like midsection up, so we didn't get like a full
Yeah.
look. But like I saw the goggles and everything. I was like, I need to see like this whole setup, because the fact that they're going with like the classic Wolverine costume too leads me to believe that we're gonna see a lot more of that stuff in the movie, which. Like I know there's like kind of two factions of people here where they're like, no, you got to update the costumes because they don't look right on the movies, and then other people are like, no, they need to be comic accurate. I'm in the somewhere in the middle camp where you can make it look like the comic book version of it, but also be a slightly more realistic, and it looks like that's kind of what they've done here, because that we didn't get to see the entire Wolverine outfit, but it looked, from what we saw, it looked really good.
Yeah, and then that's really the last bit of this trailer where Wade gets thrown through the wall and everything, and he's laying on the ground, and then Hugh Jackman's standing over him, and he does the shrink, which is like one of the greatest moments in MCU trailer history. We only see him for like a quarter of a second when he's going down to stab Wade, but we get the yellow and the blue suit. It looks amazing from what we've seen so far. There were a couple of different clips, I think, in the 30-second clip that played during the Super Bowl itself, but I cannot wait for this movie. This is, like I've said on all these podcasts, this is the movie I can't wait for in the MCU. I don't think I've maybe been this excited for an MCU movie maybe ever. If Spider-Man, I think, is right up there.
Yeah.
No lie. I mean, Deadpool and Spider-Man are my two favorite comic book characters. Like no doubt. I think Deadpool edged out Spidey by a hair now, just as I've learned more about Deadpool and gotten more into the character and everything. But they're my top two. And I think this movie has a chance to really get the MCU back on good footing with a lot of fans, especially because the first two movies, I think people generally really liked the first movie. They made a really good amount of money for R-rated movies from Fox.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think I'm going to go out on a limb here. I said this on Twitter after the trailer came out. I think this is almost guaranteed to be the highest grossing R-rated movie of all time.
Absolutely.
Like, I think this is going to
It definitely could be there. Yeah.
Joker made like.
Sorry, I will go to the chat for a second.
Joker made like, yeah.
Sorry, Toku was saying he's just kind of running down through what he saw. He says right now the clips that that Deadpool sees is Avengers. When we got the actual movie, you think we see other films like Old School Blade, Fantastic Four, or X-Men besides the Avengers. He hopes that we get to see other live action mutants with the comic accurate costumes like Quake.
I think we
with
will.
the dumb silver suit.
For sure.
Also, he says that there's a scene of a card table where we see a Wolverine.
Yes.
Hoping it's another actor play. Well, where we see a Wolverine, he's hoping it's another actor playing a variant, and hope the dealer is Channing Tatum.
I think it's got to be, right. Like,
man, if Channing Tatum shows up as Gambit, I'll lose my shit,
dude.
That'd be fucking great.
That was the original like fan casting.
Yeah. Well, he was supposed to play
either Daniel Radcliffe or Taron Egerton.
Yeah, the movie just never happens.
Another one of those canned movies, yeah. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I'm betting either Daniel Radcliffe or Taron Egerton is going to be that patch version of Logan.
There we go. So my fan casting for Daniel Radcliffe in either the DC universe or the Marvel universe is as Jason Blood and Etrigan.
Okay.
Like I feel
like they cast a bigger person as Etrigan though.
Well, Etrigan would just be like, it would be like the Hulk. He'd be completely CGI.
Yeah.
So I don't think that would matter so much.
Yeah. I remember hearing the rumors about him as Moon Knight for a while. I was down with that. But I do like Oscar Isaac.
Man, Moon Knight was really good. I will be really disappointed if that doesn't get a second season.
I hear
I really enjoyed it.
Hating on it, and I'm like, did I watch a different show from y'all? Like, Moon Knight was kind of awesome, right? Like,
there's some things I wish were different, but I liked it.
I really enjoyed Moon Knight. I honestly like. It would be really cool to see him like cross over like some of the other street level, like Daredevil would be really cool to see.
Yeah, now with the new Daredevil coming out, like I think it's definitely possible that we could get like another. Not necessarily another Defender series, but something else.
I think that's going to be Midnight Suns. They're going to be doing it with Midnight Suns. I think.
Probably like we've been hearing rumors that Blade is going to become a Midnight Suns movie.
Yeah.
I've heard that. I don't know how true those are.
Yeah,
but
I don't know either. That's just shit that I've been seeing on Twitter this past week. And I don't know if there's any validity to that
I think
or not.
that might have been a Daniel RPK report. That's me. I think. I don't know for sure. I would have to look.
You might be right.
I might try to figure that out right now. So.
But I mean, I'd be fine with that. I played the Midnight Suns game, and
okay.
I obviously playing the game is different than reading the comic or watching the movie, especially because this game was more like I don't want to say it was like XCOM, but I know Shay, I know you've seen me playing the game before, but have either of you seen the Midnight Suns game that came out last year?
I know that it exists.
A little bit, yeah.
So it's a turn-based game. You bring your squad in.
It was Daniel RPK. Sorry.
Okay.
But
yeah.
Okay.
That kind of makes sense then. It's a squad-based game. You pick your team. You send them out on missions.
And it's tactical too.
Yeah, and
it uses a lot of geometry and stuff.
Yeah, you have you have a deck of cards that have for each of your characters in your squad that determine what moves and what abilities they have. And you just go back and forth between you and the enemy, playing cards with however many turns you have. And it was fun. Like I enjoyed it. I don't think I'm gonna play it again, but you know,
the cool part I saw about it though was that the tactical side is where when you're moving is actually it's like playing pool.
Yeah.
Like you have to line. There's some attacks and stuff. You need to line up to where you could either be in reach or something to use your action, or be able to hit a character and be lined up to where they end up hitting another enemy and doing double damage or stuff like that.
Yeah, like I would say it's close to like playing like a tabletop tactics game, like something like Warhammer, where when you're moving your character on the field, you have to be paying attention to where you're moving it because other players could attack you coming from different angles, or your attack is going to be you have to be able to reach a certain distance to be able to do your attack or whatever it is.
Yeah. It's a very strategy and tactical game.
Yeah, like
some of it looks a lot of fun.
Some of the challenges for me were really hard. Like I had to go online for a couple of them because I just couldn't figure them out. So I was like, okay, what card do I have to fucking play so I can beat this guy?
Or where do I have to move my hero in order for this attack to be successful? You know.
Yeah. So
right.
I know.
I still need to play it. I do want to play it because I do like that aspect of it.
Like I wish
whole...
if there was a multiplayer aspect to it, I think I'd probably still play it. Like if I could take my team and go up against someone else's team. But otherwise, just playing through the story,
like Marvel
just kinda,
Snap.
Yeah.
Whatever happened to that game?
It's still there. It just kind of no one kind of cares about it anymore. I don't think.
I mean, just like every game. Speaking of, just to go back to video games real quick, the Pal World drop off of 70% player base.
It was gonna happen.
It was expected.
Yeah,
it was expected.
Yeah,
every big game has a boom and it has a drop off.
Yeah,
I mean, World of Warcraft launch.
Yeah, we'll get into that in a bit, but let's finish up on Deadpool here. Richard, was there anything else that you wanted to point out from the trailer, just in general?
No, nothing too crazy. I mean, this looks like it's gonna be. I think this is easily gonna be one of the MCU's better movies, especially of like Phase 4 and 5.
Yeah.
I think hopefully this I think this is hopefully gonna bring a lot of people together, especially because like you guys were saying, this is the only Marvel Studios movie this year. I mean, Sony's gonna do what Sony is gonna do. We're gonna leave it at that. I'm excited enough for Venom just because I have a soft spot for those movies, but I will leave it at that. But I think Deadpool has the perfect chance here, especially because the Marvel is going through all these behind the scenes changes and everything, like all the rewrites they're doing with Daredevil and all the changes that they're making with the Disney Plus shows and the movies and everything. This is the only Marvel Studios movie releasing this year, and I think that gives it a really good chance to kind of shine on its own, especially because I don't think there's anything really big coming out around it in terms of like timeline for when it's coming into theaters and everything.
It seems like with it being the only movie and with what looks like the context of the film is going through multiverses and dealing with that stuff, and it being the only movie, it might be the reset.
It really could be. It
could easily be a reset.
Because it seems like this is going to be the first step to like Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars and everything. Like I feel like I don't remember if it was an actual quote from somewhere, but I feel like somebody said that those three kind of really play a big role in driving. I mean, obviously where the multiverse saga is going, especially with the Avengers movies. But it seems like Deadpool and Wolverine is the first step to that.
Deadpool and Wolverine seems like it might be like the for Marvel, it could be the equivalent of like a Flashpoint type thing.
Yeah.
It could be, yeah.
Where like, but it's just the beginning of the crossover. So now, like, Deadpool's going to start it. We're going to get more tie-ins that kind of start going in that direction, and then we'll get the Kang Dynasty movie that kind of, or Secret Wars or whatever, that puts everything together.
What's great is that any of these places any of these characters aren't necessarily, just like with Multiverse of Madness, they're not necessarily the mainline canon versions of the characters either. We won't know until they actually say it.
Yeah.
I'm betting that Patch isn't gonna. Whoever plays Patch isn't gonna be the MCU's Wolverine.
That's something that Marvel can also really play into and kind of use as a Deus Ex Machina type thing, where they can just kind of like
totally.
Once we get to Secret Wars or whatever closes up the multiverse saga, they could be like, hey, guess what? A bunch of these movies that you saw were actually different realities. They just seemed like they were the main.
And it'll let them do another reset, so they could do a recasting if they want to continue forward. Without. I mean, it works out, but I think it'll be fun.
Well, I mean that's how they can bring back Captain America if they want to try. If they want to bring Captain America back with a different actor, or Iron Man if they want to bring Iron Man back with a different actor.
Or if with the current casting of the Fantastic Four with Pedro Pascal, if they want to decide, hey, we're going to bring back John Krasinski later and switch it up.
So let's jump to the Fantastic Four really quick. The casting was announced this past week. So I think like I'm familiar with everyone that they've cast. Specifically, I mean, absolutely.
Obviously, Pedro Pascal.
Pedro Pascal, Vanessa.
Who, by the way, real quick, I was looking up. His career did not really bloom until like 5 years ago.
Right?
And he's like 39, 40.
He's almost 50,
around that.
Is he?
I'm gonna look it up right now.
I'm gonna look it up too.
Yeah.
But
Pedro Pascal he is 48. He will be 49 this upcoming April. So his career bloomed mid 40s.
Yeah.
So that gives all of us hope.
Yeah. Maybe not all of us.
Yeah. Y'all are probably almost getting ready to pass that. Even.
What?
I mean, Shay and I are about ready to go join like AARP. So
Yeah.
We're getting there.
Richard,
I'm solidly in the middle.
Notes, you're coming right after them. So
hey, they're slowly increasing the retirement age to 70. So we're getting away from that spot. But anyways, back to the Pedro Pascal Fantastic Four.
That's not a good thing.
Man.
Pedro Pascal Fantastic Four. Me personally, I only knew Pedro Pascal. The other ones were the girl I barely knew. What's her name?
Vanessa Kirby.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's in Mission Impossible.
She's great in the last Mission Impossible.
Which me and Josh talked about. I've only seen the first two Mission Impossible. After that second one, I was like, I'm out.
Yeah, it was horrible. Yeah.
Well, the second one is easily the worst of the bunch.
Yeah.
That's why I dropped out.
So we were going through this. See, you've got Brian De Palma directed the first one. Ooh, Richard froze there. I think you're back.
Yeah, I'm good. Back.
Okay.
Freeze for me.
Great. Okay.
I was just looking at the screen, dude.
Yeah. So you have Brian De Palma that directed the first one. The second one was John Woo. Fucking John Woo made the worst Mission Impossible movie.
Yeah.
I don't know why that's a thing. The third one was J.J. Abrams. The fourth one was Brad Bird, and then Christopher McQuarrie has been doing all the rest of them since.
Yeah.
Right.
And I feel like everything since the third one has just been getting better. Like the third one we had Philip Seymour Hoffman as the bad guy. Like, how can that not be a good movie?
Oh, that was so good.
He was a really good villain. Yeah.
He was a great villain.
But we also have Joseph Quinn as Johnny Storm, and everybody's crying about it for some reason. He was great in Stranger Things. Honestly, his character.
He was Eddie, right?
From Stranger Things.
Because I haven't watched that season of Stranger Things yet. I've seen seasons 1, 2, and 3. I have not watched any of 4 yet.
but his character in Stranger Things fits Johnny really well. So
Yeah.
I don't know why everybody's like really upset about it. He's not a controversial person. He hasn't done anything wrong to my
Right.
knowledge. So it seems like people are just complaining to complain. And then
Wait, what are they complaining about?
They don't like him as the pick.
Nothing.
Who gives a
Yeah,
fuck?
that he doesn't look the part or whatever.
I mean, they do.
It's not their
Yeah.
fucking movie.
And also,
And
has anybody watched what Sarah Finn has done with casting in the MCU over the last 15 years? She's pretty much nailed almost every decision.
But not only that, let's go back to the Christian Bale Batman movies and look at what happened with the casting of the Joker.
Heath Ledger, yeah.
Heath Ledger was not everyone's pick for that for the Joker. Like there were a lot of
you
people.
put the makeup on, it changes everything.
There were a lot of people who were doing the same thing where they were like, "Oh my god, why did you pick Heath Ledger? He's blah 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 blah. He's not going to be good for this." And then he did the role, and he was fucking amazing.
Christian Bale is another one where they saw him and they're like, "Oh, he's too pretty and goody or whatever." No, he turned out to be a pretty good Batman.
He was fine.
Hugh Jackman is Wolverine. I mean, he was out there doing Les Miserables.
Yeah.
And I think Beauty and the Beast. And they're like, this guy, Gaston or whatever.
And here's another older great casting that turned out to be really good was Batman, Michael Keaton.
I was just going to say,
he's a comedian. He's too funny, Mr.
I was just going to say, I'm not old enough to remember Keaton, but I remember hearing conversations that people did not like Keaton, the pick of Keaton.
It's
Batman
because he was mainly comedy.
This discourse is it's nothing new. It's been happening since the beginning of films being of like other content being adapted into movies or TV shows or whatever. People are
Chris Evans is Cap.
Yeah. It goes back to what we were talking about.
If we had Twitter whenever Chris Evans was cast as Johnny Storm, everybody would be so pissed.
Okay. So when
why Chris Evans was great as Johnny Storm.
He was.
I know, but
he even looks like Johnny Storm.
I'm saying whenever he was cast, everybody would have grilled him. Just for the same reason as Joseph Quinn, just for no reason.
Yeah, it's stupid. And like I also hate that when we'll kind of get to this when you start ranting about Madam Web. But I've seen a couple of the interviews with the cast. And like I don't want to shit on anyone that was in the movie. But they
no, it's not their
fault. They were talking about I think it was BD from comicbook.com had asked them whether they were familiar with Brandon Davis, whether they had seen their first issues of the comics or whatever. And they were just talking about it. And one of the things that came up was how they were not familiar with any of the characters that they were playing until they actually started, but how that helped them to make the characters their own and form their own dynamic with the other characters in the movie versus having to try and deal with the pressure of conforming to the preconceived notion that everyone already had about who these characters were. And I think that's a very fine line that you have to walk when you're making these kind of movies, is you have to appease the fans, but you also have to adapt it and make it work for a movie and make it the kind of movie that you want to make as a creator. So it's hard.
Totally.
And people,
it's a tough line to walk.
And people will just jump on shit just as soon as they see something that goes against the narrative that they've created for it in their head without seeing the final product and making an educated
and like also
opinion.
It's heavily rumored that this film is going to be taking place in the 60s. And if you keep that in mind and you look at that cast and you look at that poster, it's going to be awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
totally.
Like who's the guy that they have? He's from The Bear. What's his name? Playing the thing.
Evan Moss Backrack.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a great pick too. And so, like, I think this is the first time where they didn't. Well, actually, no. In Fance Four Stick, they didn't cast like a big guy to play Thing. But yeah, I think that I'm down for all four. I think this is going to be a really cool cast, especially if it does take place in the 60s. Which the poster definitely seems to
or at least
and it was already rumored.
Or it at least start in the 60s.
Yeah,
like I kind of see it maybe being like a Captain America type thing where it takes maybe we'll get like an end credit scene with them being like sucked through the quantum realm into the future or something.
Negative Zone, maybe.
Negative Zone. Well, I think in the MCU, is the Negative Zone and the Quantum Realm the same thing, or are they separate?
They haven't mentioned the Negative Zone at all in the MCU.
Okay.
So
I don't know. I will hold. I think personally, I think all this casting looks good. But I'll hold out my actual real opinion until we actually see something that they're in that I can make an informed opinion about.
And here's what I'm looking forward to. Matt Shakman is the director. He did WandaVision, and I think he did an awesome job at all the the 50s, 60s, 70s, the time jumping stuff that happened in WandaVision, even through the lens of a sitcom and everything. I think if there's anybody that can bring a 60s version take on the Fantastic Four to life and make it good, I think it's Matt Shakman.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm really excited.
Do we know any of the other casts, or is it just those four?
Just those four for right now. That's it so far. But it's funny.
Sorry. Who do you guys want to see as Dr. Doom?
I don't know.
There's rumors that they're talking to what's his name, the guy from No Country for Old Men.
Oh, but he's
Javier Bardem.
He was just in Dune. Javier Bardem.
I've seen him being rumored as Galactus.
Or Galactus, not
you know what? I think you're right. Yeah.
I just saw that recently. It was Galactus. Yeah.
I'd love seeing Cillian Murphy do it. I think Cillian Murphy would be an awesome Doom.
He would.
Especially after how good he was as Crane in the Bale Batman movies.
Yeah.
Never gonna get him, but that would be a good one.
Yeah, and I mean, it's he doesn't need to be physically ominous because Doom's mainly in a mask when he's
I think he might be a little old now, or by the time this stuff starts going. Which
Pedro Pascal's
not Cillian Murphy. Christoph Waltz.
Oh, okay.
I think Christoph Waltz would also be a really great Doom, but I think he might not be in the right age range anymore.
Yeah. For a while ago, I wanted McConaughey, but I don't think he would do it. The only other one I'll mention as a
sorry, go ahead.
The only other one I'll mention as a real possibility, Henry Cavill, maybe.
I don't know about Doom.
I mean, I don't
give him.
I don't know for sure, but
I guess, and then but I don't think I would like him.
Yeah. Mostly I'm on the.
But again, you never know. I mean, Heath Ledger, Hugh Jackman. I mean, you never know. But I mean, definitely wouldn't be my first choice. But I'm not going to say he'd be horrible like other people are saying with some of this cast. But Cillian Murphy.
I think Cillian Murphy would definitely be a really solid choice. I
never gonna happen.
I don't think so either. But
I pulled up a cast list from that canceled James Gunn Spider-Man movie, and it's pretty interesting. I don't know if you guys are familiar. I mean, obviously we know DiCaprio was going to be playing Spider-Man, but we had Kevin Spacey as Norman Osborn in Green Goblin, Nikki Cox at the time as Mary Jane Watson. Let's see, Bill Paxton was playing the burglar, Michael Douglas as J. Jonah Jameson, Katharine Hepburn as May Parker. Michael Biehn as Sandman, Lance Henriksen as Electro, and Arnold Schwarzenegger as Dr. Octopus.
That would
Arnold Schwarzenegger as Doc Ock. Oh my god!
I feel the same way about Arnold Schwarzenegger as Doc Ock as believing that Mark Wahlberg was a robotics engineer in the Transformers movie.
Right?
It's just.
Or how about the 1997 fan casting from Wizard Magazine, the famous one from X-Men, which always put Patrick Stewart as Professor X.
Yes, I mean,
but they had Robert De Niro as Wolverine, Carrie Elwes as Angel, Craig Kilborn as Iceman, Michael Biehn as Cyclops, Nicole Kidman as Phoenix or Jean Grey. This was Sam Neill as Beast. That was an interesting one.
That is an interesting choice.
Yeah.
And for Gambit, they had Patrick Muldoon from Melrose Place at the time, and for Magneto,
that guy's going to be coming back around later.
Really,
Patrick Muldoon? Yeah.
Russell Crowe's Mr. Sinister, and then last but not least, Rutger Hauer as Magneto.
I totally see that.
Clancy Brown as Sabretooth.
I kind of see that too.
Yeah. There's a few of those ones that were like, meh. Like Robert De Niro as Wolverine.
Yeah, it's
no.
No.
Definitely strange.
Yeah.
But Patrick Stewart was always Professor
Yeah.
X, even from the 90s.
Yeah. The only thing that shocks about the Spider-Man one, I just can't imagine anybody as J. Jonah Jameson except J.K. Simmons now.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah.
especially since they cast him in the MCU as well.
Yeah.
I think that's just kind of a
That's
thing
just
that
who
he has
he
to
is.
play.
Did anybody else?
He was also J. Jonah in Across the Spider-Verse too.
Yeah.
Did anybody watch TASM 2 and read the email that Jameson sent Peter in J.K. Simmons' voice?
No.
Yeah.
No, I don't think I did.
Even though he wasn't in the movie.
That's funny.
Well, there
We'll
was
have to
rumors
see
that
one.
he was going to be in the movie, like
That
whenever
would've
it was
been
coming
amazing.
out.
Yeah.
Like that's the canon point that's in the canon for all Spider-Man movies is that J.K. Simmons is J. Jonah Jameson.
Yeah, it's
Every
a canon
multiverse,
event.
every verse.
Every universe.
That's the canon event. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the X-Men
boy.
97 trailer.
No. Oh, phew.
Oh boy.
Whew. I thought we were on Madam Web territory.
Oh, well you let me know when you're ready to talk about Madam Web.
Okay.
I don't think he's ready to.
I don't know if any of us are.
So
we got X-Men 97 and that's awesome.
Yeah, okay, so what did you think?
It was awesome.
It looks great.
Yeah, it's so funny too because like I was even me. I was a little bit young for the X-Men series. It started when I was like a year or two old or something.
Yeah.
So I'm actually really diving into it for the first time right now. I started season 1 yesterday. I've already gotten to 2 of the all-time great memes online, which is great. Wolverine lying on the bed with the picture of Scott and Jean, and then the one where Scott and Jean are on the ground and he's just standing on the side like, okay, I'm out.
So Shay, I know you've done some heavy research into this, so I'm gonna ask, on Disney Plus, is the X-Men series finally in the correct order?
Currently now, I think it was as of last year, they had placed all of the X-Men animated series in the proper story order.
Yeah.
Originally it was originally it was and even on like VHS, DVD, whatever's released on, it was out of order starting from like season 2 on for a lot of different episodes.
So weird
because they just put it out in air order, which again, I don't understand why they aired them out of order either, especially when season 5 had a different animation studio, but yet during season 5 they aired an episode from season 1 or season 2 from when Jean Grey died, even though Jean Grey was already back in the story and has been alive in the story for a couple seasons.
It's so, and it's not like X-Men the animated series is the only one that's happened to either.
No. Spider-Man animated series had that. You said what else? There's like DuckTales.
DuckTales was really fucked because when they got to like, I want to say it was like season 2 maybe, they started showing it on Saturday mornings as part of like the Cartoon Express or Saturday morning cartoon time block or whatever. And the episodes that they showed on Saturdays were out of order from the ones that they were showing during the week because it was a Monday through Friday series. So you would get your Monday through Friday episodes of DuckTales, and then you would have the Saturday episode that was not related at all to the story as the storyline was progressing through the Monday through Friday. So when it got put up on streaming, the order was in the broadcast order, but those Saturdays fucked everything up. Darkwing Duck was a similar thing where the pilot for Darkwing Duck in production order was actually it was like halfway through season 1. So when he got Goslin, the girl that he adopted, that happens at the very beginning of the show when you're watching it on TV in broadcast order, but when you're watching it on streaming, that doesn't happen until like episode 30. It's so weird.
Weird.
And there was another show, another
He-Man.
cartoon we just saw where it had. That's right,
He-Man,
He-Man,
the original 1984 He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. I don't know. No, it wasn't He-Man. Sorry, it was Thundercats.
Thundercats,
in Thundercats, because Thundercats was another Monday through Friday animated show, and there was like somewhere towards the end of season 1 or the beginning of season 2, there were episodes where Lion-O had to complete trials in order to become the leader of the Thundercats, and they were all out of order. So you would get the first trial, and then there'd be like another 4 episodes, and then you would get the second trial. But the second trial happened chronologically right after the first one. So there was no time gap between the episodes, so other shit would happen and they would come back to that. You were like, wait a second.
Oh, man.
They hadn't met this character yet. Why are they here?
Yeah.
And,
what's funny, as it turns out, that the trial episodes, the 5-part trial episodes, is actually takes place at the end of the season and bridges into the beginning of the second season, which has all their 5-parters all in order.
Yeah, it's so weird. I don't understand how that happens.
Yeah.
We can bring this up again later when we talk about like the streaming services and everything kind of being consolidated and going out of whack. But yeah, I don't know. So anyway, sorry, Richard.
But the X-Men animation.
Yeah, X-Men animated series. You're watching it for the first time now.
Yes.
Okay. And how far are you?
Some of the way through season 1. I think Wolverine he was just with the Alaskan people or something, I think it was.
Oh, okay.
And he fought Sabretooth and everything. Some of the stuff early on is some crazy stuff. I mean, I know it's the 90s, so the dialogue is just like peak.
Is that the one where he runs into Alpha Flight for the first time?
No,
I don't think so. I haven't seen Alpha Flight yet.
This is the one where he left the mansion after some BS happened, and he's like trying to discover himself.
Yeah.
And he goes to Alaska, and I guess they were people that they rescued him, or they were people that he used to know or something.
I think they rescued him.
Yeah. But I remember that. I think it was called Captive Hearts. Wow, I can't believe I remember that name.
Bryce, have you seen the X-Men animated series?
I probably will here soon because that trailer's freaking sick. No, I mean, listen, clearly missed out on that one.
Well, yeah.
So I never really watched as a kid. So I mean, my first opportunity to watch it would probably have just been like on something like Disney Plus, or something like that. So no, I mean, I've always been interested in it, especially once they announced they were doing a revival. I did watch the 90s Spider-Man though, because they played that like on Jetix a lot, but I don't know if I just wasn't as big into X-Men or if they didn't show it as much or what.
Yeah.
But
I know I was into Spider-Man before X-Men when I was a kid.
Yeah. But yeah, I never really watched as a kid, but yeah, I'm hoping I could try to get as far into it as I can before the new episodes come out, because that trailer is
so
it looks awesome.
I'm really not going to dignify this controversy with a whole lot of time. So I'm just I'm just gonna ask straight out,
and then a bunch of idiots again,
and then we'll move on. Morph, do you guys give a shit?
I don't even know what the controversy is.
It makes perfect sense why they're doing it.
Morph is now officially non-binary in the series.
Cool.
Yeah, shocker. A shapeshifter,
right?
He's a shapeshifter.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I don't.
Wait a minute. Yeah.
Real shocker.
Loki's non-binary.
It's cool.
Like anything that shapeshifts is generally non-binary.
Literally, X-Men is about representation. Like that's the whole point.
I understand that the line, just like every other fucking comic book in existence, is different than what it was when it was first put on the shelf. Like the Stan Lee Jack Kirby version was not the same as it was when Chris Claremont took over in the 70s. Chris Claremont is really the one that pushed the whole civil rights movement thing and making it an allegory for that and inclusion and adding in like Senator Kelly was added during his run. And it's just amazing to me that even though the X-Men comics have been all about that kind of stuff since the 70s, like for 50 plus years now, that people just don't make that connection.
I just don't all of a sudden X-Men has turned woke, and I don't know what to do.
These are the people that we call
like,
morons.
They've been woke the whole time.
Yeah,
I know.
yeah, I don't.
They've been woke the whole time.
That's what I want to whisper to so many people.
Crazy, like, oh, I don't know what to do.
Obviously,
I don't know. Go live your fucking life like you normally did.
What it comes down to for me is bad writing is bad writing. It doesn't matter what the topic is,
the subject matter is,
and whether it's inclusive or not inclusive, or what it woke or not woke, whatever the fuck terms you want to use. But if something is bad, it's bad because it's bad because the writing is bad, or it's bad because it was poorly produced or whatever. It's not the content itself is secondary to all that. If you don't like the content, that's one thing, but that has nothing that doesn't have anything to do with the quality of the thing.
And then I saw people going like, "Oh, it's inappropriate for kids to be watching a show with
the 1997 X-Men animated series is definitely not.
Let me get there. The show isn't made for children. Like
a show that originally aired in 1992 is not made for kids. It wasn't intended for kids. Yes, there's a demographic for it, but they're really appeasing to nostalgia of us.
Right.
Well, now, like X-Men 97, X-Men 97 is made for the people who are watching X-Men 92. It's not made for a new audience. It's made for us.
Which means that you're roughly 30 years old or so, or more.
It's just
exactly.
the whole thing is just stupid. Like obviously,
either you're 30 or up, or you're Bryce, who works in this industry.
Yeah, right. Like obviously, there's stuff out there like the Daily Wire movies that Gina Carano is doing now that are just like not only not good because of the quality of the movies and the rating being god awful, but the production value is bad. The production value is bad, but also just that it's all them punching down at stuff. Like not they don't know they don't know how to get their point across without dehumanizing other people, I guess is the best way to put it.
Because they have nothing valuable to say anyway.
Yeah,
so.
If the production value was there, at least I could say, oh, hey, look, the cinematography is and this is really good. The writing in this is really good.
Hey, at least they're trying.
These are horrible people, and what they're saying is truly awful and stupid, but at least it looks good. Like I can compartmentalize like that. I still won't give it the time of day to watch it, but I can at least look at something and be like, oh yeah, that looks good, but the person who made it is a piece of shit.
They took the time and the energy to do it.
Yeah, it's but that's whatever. What else is there? Wicked. I don't know. Like, is music are musicals a thing that you guys are into? Like, is that your scene?
Not as movies, no.
Yeah, I've done. I've done a lot of local theater productions. I've seen Wicked live,
which is good. Live.
I've seen Wicked live too. Love it.
I'm totally on board with.
I mean, I will push back on that because, granted, I'm going back to the '80s for this, but Little Shop of Horrors is fucking amazing.
Oh, dude, yeah.
And that's straight up musical.
Little Shop.
Going back to the '70s, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Yeah, a couple of the songs in the original Charlie and the Chocolate Factory were kind of but the movie overall was fucking great, and that was a straight up musical. Les Miserables was really good. Cats,
it's Cats.
You know,
it exists.
Wait, you're giving it an like I've heard it's like the worst movie like ever.
I've only seen 5 minutes of it. I can't bring myself to watch the entire thing, so I can't give an informed.
I can't do it.
Yeah, I just can't bring myself to watch it. But no, I think with musicals that kind of goes back to what we were just saying, is good and bad is bad. It just depends.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
for musicals, for me,
I'm familiar. Yeah, I mean, I'm familiar with musicals. I've seen Wicked live. So that being said, I think the trailer looks kind of mid.
Yeah. So okay, have you guys seen Wonka?
No, unfortunately, I haven't.
I want to. I haven't seen it yet.
Okay. Yeah. So this is my thing. I think the trailer, like aesthetically, everything in the trailer looked pretty good. I thought the cinematography and everything that we saw,
I mean, it looked
visually
good.
looked good.
Visually it looked good.
My issue is that it seems like they're trying to market it to people who don't know that Wicked is a musical, and they're not trying to inform them of the fact that it's a musical either. And they did the same thing with Wonka.
Yeah.
They're shying away from marketing it as a straight up musical.
Wait a minute. Rewind.
What?
Wonka's a musical?
Wonka is a musical, yeah.
I did not know that.
And that
Have you seen the
just
first Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory?
Yeah, but the Johnny Depp ones weren't musicals.
Johnny Depp wasn't musical either.
Oh. I mean, it had songs in it.
But not the same way. Like there's a movie that has music in it, and then there's a musical. Wonka is a musical.
Okay. They're singing to describe their what's going on in the scene, right?
Yeah. More or less.
Yeah.
When they could just fucking tell us.
Yeah, it's
or show us, which is what a movie is.
It's
tell us how you really feel.
But I feel like it's doing a disservice both to the movie, and it's kind of a shitty thing to do to the audience to market it in a way that disguises what the true nature of the film actually is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
here's the deal. Wicked is so popular and so well recognized.
As a musical,
feel like everyone knows that it's a musical. Does anything
you don't need people to like look up and see if it's a musical? It's Wicked, I think.
Like, I feel like it's Hamilton and then Wicked, in terms of like recognizability, in terms of
you could almost say
Wicked
was the Hamilton of like 10, 15 years ago.
I would agree with you if people weren't stupid, but people are stupid.
Moral of the story. Moral of the episode.
Remember, I'm smarter than all of them, so.
It's just I don't know. I think it's just
that's the low bar.
I can't say that it feels dishonest, but it feels almost like a bait and switch a little bit. That they're trying to get people interested to go see it based off of not what it is.
Also like the drama between Ariana Grande and SpongeBob kind of soured me on the movie.
Wait, what?
Where
SpongeBob?
Yeah, so the guy who plays SpongeBob and SpongeBob the musical, no, in SpongeBob the musical, he's in this film, and Ariana Grande, or it was the other way around, but there was an affair between the two of them, and one of them was like married, and it completely broke up their marriage, and like.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like
Where was this in the Wizard of Oz?
No, it's in real life.
Oh. Wait, Ariana Grande dated SpongeBob in real life?
From the stage show, not Tom Kenny.
Oh, okay. Like, I mean,
pay attention, Shay.
Yeah, you're not listening.
We're about 3 minutes behind.
Wait, was Ariana Grande in the stage show Wicked also, or no?
No.
Okay.
No, the original cast of the stage show. I don't know everyone, but Kristen Chenoweth and Idina Menzel.
Idina Menzel, yeah.
And I don't know if any of the original cast are in this.
I don't think so.
As far as
I don't know if this sounds weird, but where are the Munchkins?
Isn't that? No, you're thinking of Oompa Loompa.
No. In
There's
the Wizard of
Munchkins
Oz.
in the Wizard of Oz. That's all they are. It's just Munchkins.
Yeah.
Oh no, I got it mixed up.
You got it mixed up.
Yeah.
I didn't see any Munchkins.
Those are from Wonka. Yeah, okay. But
I got you.
I was thinking of Oompa Loompas from Willy Wonka.
Yeah.
But I didn't see any Munchkins in there. I thought there was a whole bunch of Munchkins before when you had Glinda and all this stuff. And
I mean, it was just a teaser. So I don't.
Yeah.
I can't fault them for not showing absolutely everything. But
also, there's a monorail that goes to the wizard, the big castle, or what was it, the Emerald City?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why the fuck did they make her take the Yellow Brick Road instead of the fucking monorail?
I mean, this is like why didn't the Eagles take Frodo to Mount Doom?
This one blatantly public transportation.
This is a prequel. There. So this is a prequel. So maybe they blow it up.
We got it. We got it.
That didn't happen in Wizard of Oz.
We just got a new follower and a first-time chatter, but I have absolutely no idea what it actually says, so I apologize. I don't have a translation thing here for me. So I'm
Probably a
sorry.
bot.
Hi.
They said hi.
I can say hi. I can say hi.
Oh,
I
okay.
I can't say hi. I'm sorry. I am bad at my world languages. I know English and enough Spanish to get me into a fight or to help me find a bathroom. That's about
Now,
it.
Josh,
Yes.
what I will give you on the Wicked trailer in terms of like maybe potentially false advertising is that this is a part 1 film.
Is it?
This is just half. This is just half.
Right.
Of
I
Wicked.
think I'd heard that.
I don't
so
think
there's
this
gonna be a
has
part
the same
2
kind of
later
level
on.
of impact as Dune would have in the cinemas.
I mean,
to be
and
to
so-
justify
wait,
a
let-
two-part.
let-
only
let's
half the
to
movie.
be completely fair, like they were saying before, Wicked is a huge movie in the musical theater world or movie. It's a big deal to a lot of people. And people who go see musicals will go see this in the movie theater because they know. So
Which is ironic to me because I would think you'd want to hear the live performance instead of just the recorded performance to take in the awe,
okay.
which is my issue with musicals on film as opposed to seeing them live on stage.
So
which is why I prefer to see live.
Sorry, our new follower here is from Russia, and English isn't their native language. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. We will do our best to communicate with you. So sorry if you
Yeah, and also shout out to Wicked. Comes out on the same day as Moana 2. This is 2024's Barbenheimer. I feel like. It's Barbenheimer for musical.
Yeah, well, people will absolutely go see both.
Which one's Moana?
Moana, the Disney movie.
Oh, yeah. Boo.
Yeah.
Anything with the Hulk or with the Hulk or with Hulk Hogan too, but anything with the Rock in it? Boo. Nope.
What?
Boycott.
The Rock was fucking great.
I really like The Rock in the first one. I love the first movie, but I've soured a little bit on The Rock.
Oh, before the last couple of weeks, I totally would have been on board with The Rock. Now it's like, fuck Rock.
That's a wrestling thing.
Yeah, that's fair.
And it's not well.
We got another new follower, Burning Captain.
Burning Captain. Hello, Burning Captain.
Well, welcome to our mess of a discussion about everything.
Yeah, movies.
So Wicked, Wicked and Moana 2 opening up the same weekend. Musical theater nerds will go see both. It's not.
Yes.
Like that's not going to be a thing.
It's going to make money.
Yeah.
Wicked's definitely going to make money.
Well, but general audience.
Oh, for sure, they're both going to make money.
Yeah.
They might have to pick one or the other.
Yeah.
And they'll pick Moana.
So let's see what else do we have. Are you ready to rant about Madam Web, or do you want to move on to other stuff first?
I don't think one is ever ready to do what I'm about to do, but yeah, sure, we can go for it.
Get it over with, and then you can forget about it.
Just a real quick reset, since we do have a lot of new people in the chat. Just so you know, we do talk about multiple different things in the nerd gaming environment, movies, television, all that geeky nerd stuff. So so you guys know.
Today, one of the things that I'm most excited to talk about are the new menu items at Taco Bell. Like I don't know if you saw their big.
Are we not talking about Madam Web anymore? We just completely...
No. We'll talk about Madam Web. I'm just saying. I like the Taco Bell shit. Looks fucking great. Okay.
But Madam Web. How bad do you love Madam Web, Bryce?
I gave it on Letterboxd. I gave it a 1 out of 10. It is truly. I wish I were being dramatic. Like I have not had a worse experience in the theater ever. The script, the two people who wrote the script, their highest rated film on Rotten Tomatoes is 25%. They have no business being in Hollywood.
So I'm gonna push back on that slightly, a little, just a little bit, because I've seen some professional writers having that same discussion, because that was a thing that popped up on Twitter with people saying, how the fuck are these guys continuing to get work? And part of what I think the general public doesn't necessarily realize is that the movies go through so many different stages that just because these guys have had a bad run, and I'm not defending their run of movies.
It's I'm not bad marathon, dude. dude.
Yeah.
Like they've been doing this since 2012. It has to be on purpose at this point. I can't budge, dude. Like, dude. Like, and like after Morbius, they're like, yeah, let's bring him back for another go. You know, and they did even worse on this one. Like, I trust me. I know the screenwriting process. I've been through it. I know studio meddling is a thing, but they work for like multiple different studios, and this film is like the dialogue, and like nobody talks this way. Like it is so asininely horrible. And there's one character, the main villain of the film. So like obviously, so ADR is something. It's like it's something that films do. A lot of the times the audio that they film on set just it's crap. So they'll re-record it in the studio afterwards.
Well, you have to do that for like any of the characters that are wearing masks or have heavy prosthetics on.
Right.
Yeah, and action sequences and everything.
Yeah.
So it's very it happens in pretty much all of these movies. So that's not abnormal. What is abnormal is the fact that specifically this guy's ADR feels like they just pushed it back like half a second, and none of his words line up with his face at all. And it literally feels like they got somebody else to voice the character than the guy who played him, which was not the case. It was just horrible ADR. Like, God, what else? I mean, as soon as Dakota Johnson found out that this wasn't an MCU movie, she did not give a fuck. Like she clearly did not want to be there.
She phoned it in for sure.
Yeah. So the Spider Women are plastered throughout the whole trailer. They're all over the place. Those costumes are really cool. They don't show up until the very end of the movie, maybe for less than a minute. I'm
sorry. I'm gonna cut you off for just a second here.
Seems like we might have just got rated.
Yeah,
here.
there are a ton of new people that just came in. Our view count just like skyrocketed. So I just want to take a moment to explain what all of you guys are watching. As you can see on the screen, my name is Josh. I'm here with Bryce, Shay, and Richard. Richard works for The Direct. They are an entertainment news outlet. Bryce, Shay, and myself are all with the Illuminerdi, the Twitch channel.
And I'm an Illuminerdi alum as well.
Yes, Richard started out here with us, and he has moved on to, I don't want to say greener pastures, because that sounds like I'm shitting on ourselves, but...
Well, quick story with that. I actually got hired at The Direct and the Illuminerdi at the same time.
Oh, wow.
My direct responsibilities just got, I literally started there within like a week.
That's
but then I just got really, really busy with The Direct, and had to focus on one. But I still love you guys.
Well, we appreciate it. We still, I mean, obviously we love you too. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. But we talk about like all kinds of nerd stuff. Like right now, we're talking about how bad Bryce believes Madam Web is.
Never do that.
I just got a really weird image of Adam West playing Madam Web, and that's one of the greatest things that's ever popped into my head.
Just whatever's big in the geek pop culture entertainment news front, we'll be talking about here. So hopefully you guys are enjoying our conversation. And please,
I know we are.
Please reach out to us in the chat. Talk to us about the stuff that we're talking about. We will happily interact with all you guys. Okay, sorry. So, Bryce, Madam Web.
I don't think a film has ever been so bad that I felt.
Oh shit! Sorry, hold on.
Before this,
someone called Combat Mode is saying
I just saw
that this is a Russian invasion from Telegram channels. It's all Russian hackers.
Yeah, views are views. Who cares?
I mean,
but
it's upping our stats, so I'm not gonna complain until it starts becoming an issue in the chat.
Thank you, I guess.
Yeah.
but I don't think I ever felt physical pain by watching a film because it was so bad, but this one did it. I literally, like, my brain couldn't process how horrible it, like, I literally got a headache sitting there in the movie theater, like trying to like comprehend
process it.
Okay, so
what in the world I was watching.
So back like 20 years ago when Starship Troopers 2 came out, it was straight to DVD or VHS or whatever the fuck the format was at the time. My roommate and I rented it from Blockbuster, and we sat down and started watching it. About 10 minutes into the movie, I was like, this is shit. Do you want to turn it off and watch something else? And he was like, there's no way that it can get worse than it is right now. Let's give it another 10 or 15 minutes, and then if it's still bad, then we can turn it off.
Madam Web is the exact same.
So 10 to 15 minutes later,
God.
it was, okay, do we want to turn it off? And the answer was, it got worse. There's no way that can get any worse than it is now. Let's keep watching.
Is the
And it kept going.
same thing. Because I had to review it for my show. We were doing a segment for my show, and so like I couldn't like, but I literally turned to my friend who was also working as my cameraman, and I turned to him and I was like, if I weren't doing this for the show and if I weren't here with you right now, I would have left. Like the first 10 minutes, like there's a scene in the Amazon jungle, and like it is like, oh my god, it is so bad. Like 10 minutes in, I was ready to leave. And I don't leave movies in the theater. If I go to the theater to see a movie, I'm watching the whole thing. And even at home, even if it's horrible, I still watch it. This I wanted to leave. Like, like I wish I were being dramatic.
Sorry. Combat Mo is saying that on Twitch the invitation that I've got to Discord there isn't working. I will try and get that fixed. Honestly, like completely 100% transparent, our Discord is kind of dead at the moment. There's really not a whole lot of people in there outside of some of us that work with the Illuminerdi. So I don't know that it's worth joining today. But I will get that fixed, because we are working on making the Discord something where we can all, actually talk about this kind of stuff in real time. So we'll get there.
But yeah, I don't know. Like, it's horrible. It's really, really bad. So I don't know.
Yeah,
I definitely do not suggest that you go look. I mean, if you're curious, because I get it, like you're hearing all these horrible things, but it truly is that bad. If you have any sort of reservations about seeing the film, don't watch it. I don't condone pirating, but that might be a better viewing experience than going and paying for a ticket to see this in the theater. I don't suggest that you support these types of films because they're just completely soulless money cash grabs, and that's all this is. There's no heart and soul in this film. I feel bad for the actors and the crew members who had the misfortune to work on this, because Sony wasted their time. They wasted the audience time. They wasted their actors' time. They wasted their crew's time making this film. It is an absolute abomination. Richard,
well, and that goes into the whole thing about like shelving movies again.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but again, I think people worked on it. I think unfortunately it still needs to be seen. Even with a film as horrible as this, I think no film should be fully completed, fully filmed, fully edited, and then deleted off the face of the earth.
Yeah.
This one should be deleted.
No, not even this one. Not even this one.
Like for me, this is my job. I work as I guess an entertainment journalist, so I have to go see it just to make sure that I know what I'm talking about when I talk about this movie. I'm scared to go see this movie. I'm probably going to go end up seeing it later today. I here's the thing. I don't know if I said this on the chat or just in our group session before. I cannot imagine a movie worse than Morbius. After seeing Morbius a year and a half ago, I'm really scared considering the discussions that I've heard and what I've seen on Twitter and what I've heard from you guys. I'm nervous, but I'm going to go into it with as open mind as I possibly can. Fingers crossed that maybe I enjoy it at least a little bit. I don't know. We'll see.
To me, it is worse than Morbius, and I didn't even have to think about it. Like I had no trouble coming to this conclusion. It was horrible.
Yeah. Yeah.
Horrible. Bryce is straining too hard. Have you seen it?
I don't plan on
awful.
seeing it until it's on either a streaming service or something else where I don't have to pay to go see it.
You haven't seen Madam Web. You got to watch it now, dude. Because
unlike Dune, I feel absolutely no pressure to go see this in the movie theater.
I think it truly is that bad.
Pressure.
Okay.
Movies I've ever seen. So.
Oof.
It's that bad.
And
the editing is awful too. Anyway.
Yeah. I mean, just looking at everything that I've seen, listening to people talk about it. Again, I understand how hard it is to make a movie. I work in the entertainment industry. I've worked on film sets before, quite often. So I get it. I don't blame any of the people who were cast in the film. It just did not come out as good as they.
No, it's not their fault at all. Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I don't know. Also, again, for all of you new guys who are watching, I have enabled follower only mode for the chat. So hopefully that if this is like a Russian hacking thing, that will help decrease the amount.
Bryce is training hard.
That we have
streamline things.
Jay,
but
you're missing out on everything. We already addressed that. So
okay.
We do have over 200 people in here, so thank you guys for watching.
I'm looking at other.
Yeah. I like regardless of whether you are real or fake people in a simulation. Thank you for joining us here. We appreciate the views. And helping us.
We're probably all in a simulation, honestly.
And
let's
completing some of our Twitch challenges to get us to the next level of whatever it is that we need to do. But we need more of you to chat. Like we will get ranked higher, and people will see more of us if we have more people chatting in the stream. That will just help our algorithm. So please talk to us and let us know what you guys think about the stuff that we're talking about. Do we want to move on from Madam Web? Are we done with that train wreck?
I'm good. I would love nothing more. Shay, I swear to God.
I think Bryce would like to talk more deeply about Madam Web.
I don't. Let's see. I'm not even. Look, I'm not even joking. I'm literally getting a headache right now talking about this shit. I'm not even. This isn't a bit. This isn't a joke. This is not a bit. I'm literally. Yeah.
This is kayfabe, guys.
Yeah.
Kayfabe.
We're witnessing Bryce's demise right here.
Yeah.
While we're talking about the comic book stuff, let's talk briefly about some of the stuff that's popped up again just in social media this week. Alan Richardson as Batman. What do you guys think?
Dude, I would love it.
He looks
Sign
good.
me the hell up. Yeah, watch him in Reacher and combine what he did in Reacher and what he did in Fast X.
Combat mode. Combat mode is saying, have a good stream. I hope we made you happy. In any case, continue your work. You're well done. From Russia with love. Thank you.
Okay.
So
Thank you.
At least one of you guys is real.
Thank you, combat mode. I don't know.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I don't understand it.
Yeah, this is a new thing. I did not. I was not aware of this host raid thing, so I apologize if I offended anyone who is actually real and watching us. I'm happy that all of you are joining us. I just have no idea why we suddenly got the influx. So there you go. Sorry. Reacher.
We're 250 people watching right now.
Yeah, that's fucking great.
Even in Titans, he was good. He was good in Titans as Hawk.
See, I never watched Titans. I watched Doom Patrol, which was fucking great.
He was one of the really good ones in that. So.
The one random shout out I gotta give Alan Richardson. He's only in the show for like 2 minutes. He's in an opening sequence of Brooklyn Nine-Nine. It's one of my favorite things I've ever seen.
Smallville.
Oh yeah, that's right. He
I haven't gotten to Smallville.
I mean, he was fine in Smallville.
Yeah, but he is he in Brooklyn Nine-Nine in a flashback. He plays young Scully, and it's one of the funniest things ever. Right. Yeah, in one of the opening sequences, it's one of the funniest things I've ever seen. He's actually really, really funny when he gets to be funny, because Reacher doesn't really let him like explore that comedic side a lot, just because Reacher's such a serious character, and he's great as Reacher, but he has a great comedic side to him. And I would love to see what he does as Batman. I think he'd be a really solid Batman for the DCU.
Yeah, I think since he's the popular choice, he won't get picked.
Hate saying it, but yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
In all reality, James Gunn is going to pick who James Gunn is going to pick. Like that sounds like an obvious statement. Right. But he seems like he's not the kind of guy who's going to be swayed by public opinion. and that he's going
Absolutely
that
not.
he's just going to do what he wants to do, whether people like his decisions or not.
Totally.
So I don't know. I think I think he's a good choice. I haven't watched any of Reacher, but that is definitely the kind of show that I would watch. It just hasn't made it into my thing yet.
Yeah, I've seen both seasons. It's a good show.
Yeah, everything that I've seen from the trailers and the clips make it look like something that I would enjoy.
Yeah.
Let's see what else do we have on the list here? Umbrella Academy. Are you guys ready for season 4?
I haven't. I think I watched like one half of the first season and then fell off. So no reason.
Yeah, I've got to check it out. Heard good things about it. Hopefully season 4 is good.
Season 4 comes out August 8th. So I mean, we still have like 6 months to go before.
Plenty of time.
Yeah, plenty of time to catch up on it. I really enjoyed the show. I think it was a good companion for me with like Doom Patrol, just with like how it's just weird as fuck.
Yeah.
I feel like I need to rewatch season 3 though now, because I remember it, but I don't remember it enough to be necessarily caught up before season 4 starts. But I'm looking forward to it. I think if I remember correctly, this is going to be the final season too. So it'll be interesting to see how they wrap all of that out. What else we got? Streaming services. Well, let's briefly talk about Starship Troopers. I don't want to get like super deep into this, because Starship Troopers came out like 35 years ago or something. 30 years ago. Came out like 96, I think.
Yeah, it was a while ago.
So 28
wow,
28 years ago. But this is where Patrick Muldoon comes up again. So Patrick Muldoon was in Starship Troopers. So was Denise Richards, and so was Casper Van Dien. Obviously, they were
and Neil Patrick Harris.
And Neil Patrick Harris.
Not forget Neil Patrick Harris.
But in Saved by the Bell, Patrick Muldoon played Jeff Hunter, who stole Zach Morris's girlfriend. He did the same thing to Rico in Starship Troopers. So I'm convinced like they're descendants. Like Xander in Starship Troopers is Jeff's descendant in Saved by the Bell. But Denise Richards was also in an episode of Saved by the Bell, and Casper Van Dien was just like a random background guy in a couple of episodes too. But there's obviously weird discourse about movies and TV shows, and everything happens on Twitter all the time. But some dude posted like this whole thread about how it's not a good parody, and I'm like, so many people are dunking him on him already, but it's a bad parody because it's satire. It's not parodies. And if you think it's parody, you're not watching it right. I watch Starship Troopers is one of those movies where I will watch it like in the background. If ever I can't figure out what I want to put on while I'm doing like work for my day job, I'll throw Starship Troopers on. Or if it's at night and I'm like, there's nothing else going on, I'll just turn it on. It's just one of those movies where it's so stupid, but it's fun. And there is a message there about what's happening in the real world now too. Bryce, have you seen Starship Troopers?
It's been on my list forever. I haven't seen it, unfortunately. No, I know they Power Rangers reused a lot of the costumes in Power Rangers Lost Galaxy.
Yeah. So
but that's about as much as I know about
the military outfits that they were wearing on the moon, or at the moon base in Lost Galaxy were they were the same military outfits from Starship Troopers. It's a satire of like the industrial military complex, for more or less. The entire planet has turned into fascism. You have to be a citizen in order to vote, and to become a citizen, you have to serve in the military. And the original book was pro-military and borderline pro-fascism. It was Robert Heinlein, and Paul Verhoeven just went in a completely different direction than the movie did. But I feel that it does a really good job at what it does. And this weird Twitter discourse thing is always bizarre to me when people come up with bad takes about movies.
Yeah, well, welcome to Twitter.
Yeah, I guess.
Welcome to Twitter.
I mean, I have Blue Sky and I have Threads. It's for me, it's I need to force myself to spend more time on the other platforms just because I'm so used to using Twitter for everything. And because the other ones are so new and I don't have a whole lot of people that I interact with on either of those platforms, I just find myself on Twitter most of the time. So I know I need to change that. It's just, whatever. Especially after, I don't know if you guys saw the report that came out after the Super Bowl, but apparently like 75% of the traffic that was moving from Twitter to other sites was all like bot traffic and fake. So
wow.
like Twitter literally is dying. But
Twitter is
I thought the goal of the certain person buying Twitter was to get rid of all the bots.
Right? Like
seems like there's even more than before.
You would
That's peculiar.
You would think, but apparently not. But yeah, I don't know. It's whatever. It's social media. Who cares?
Exactly.
What were we gonna talk about next? Streaming services?
Yeah, streaming services. And how they're all just merging together into one.
Like you said last week, you hit it right on the money.
Yeah, the whole thing is stupid. So now after last week we were talking about how Disney and a bunch of other companies are getting together to make their own sports streaming service. Now we've heard that Paramount is again in talks with other companies. This time it's Comcast to merge Paramount Plus with Peacock to I guess make like P-Mount or Paracock
They've also been talking
or something.
to Apple and Mac.
Yeah. I don't
really.
Yeah.
It's the whole thing is
so
stupid.
they're gonna merge with one of them.
Yeah,
they're gonna merge with one of them because they're talking to a bunch.
I honestly don't care. I will get every streaming service that's out that has content on it that I want to watch that I can afford. I just want the UIs to be good. I want to be able to easily find the stuff that I want to watch and easily find new stuff. Like I feel like
agreed.
None of the streaming services has the my stuff in a place that's actually convenient for us to find.
Yes.
It's so stupid.
Well, they're all in so many different places anyways.
Yeah.
One thing that really annoys me, like whenever Disney and Hulu finally merged, and I know that's still in beta, but like you can't find any of the Hulu stuff just on the homepage. You have to go to the Hulu tab.
So
you have to search it. Yeah.
I just added Paramount Plus to my Amazon Prime subscription. For a completely stupid reason too. Like I had it for free through T-Mobile. Shout out to T-Mobile. And my free year came to an end, so I could either renew it through T-Mobile and continue paying like the $10.99 or $11.99 a month or whatever it is, or I could remove it from my T-Mobile subscription and pay for it on my own. So I decided that because the Paramount Plus app does not have native 4K streams for any of the content that's on it on the Xbox or the PlayStation 5 app, that I was going to see if adding it to either Amazon Prime or YouTube TV would solve that problem. Sorry, I did not add it to YouTube TV, so you're not going to be able to access it there. But through YouTube TV, it was a nightmare to try and find any of the content that was on Paramount Plus. Showtime got added to the live guide, but none of the Paramount Plus app was none of the Paramount Plus content was in a place where I could easily find it. Amazon Prime, same thing. It's buried there. Like I could find stuff if I search for it, but you can't actually find it just by searching unless you scroll like all the way to the bottom, go to like channels or something, and then scroll all the way over. It's such a horrible thing. So I don't get why making you like a good UI is so hard. Crunchyroll's the same thing. It's just stupid how much all of these are. So my prediction, again, like I was saying last week, and like Shay and I have been talking about this week, is that eventually I think it's all these companies are just going to create an API that gives you access to their database of films, and then like Amazon will just you can just add everything that you want to Amazon, and Amazon will create the UI that has you viewing all of your stuff. Or like TiVo. Like that's kind of what TiVo was. TiVo was just like this huge thing where you could view all of your content together. It just didn't really do a good job of it after all these millions of streaming services came out. It's
for sure
an industry that is in the middle of an implosion, and I'm just kind of interested to see where that goes.
What happens when the rubble
seems like they're all
settled?
literally just going to merge back together, back into being cable packages again, like we had before.
Yeah, it's already pretty much there. It's just not.
It's the Thanos meme. You cannot live with your own failure. Where did that bring you back to me?
Richard, I know that you're gonna have to take off soon. Before you leave us, is there anything else that you wanted to discuss or bring up or talk about?
No, I think we got everything covered. I mean, I got to talk Deadpool again. I am a happy camper. I mean, it's been fun joining you for the first couple of weeks of this show. Hope I'll be back on before too long at some point. If you guys want to follow me on social for my ramblings on movies or whatever, I'm at Richard Nebens, Nebens on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and everything. Writing as much as I possibly can for the direct, and can't wait to see where this year takes us. And we got a lot of fun stuff that we're gonna be covering. I'm sure we'll be talking with you guys a lot about all these movies coming out. And I'm looking forward to a great year. And thanks so much to everybody watching. And thank you guys for having me again.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Again, thank you for joining us. Bryce mentioned earlier that he was interested in possibly trading you out for Shay. But you know.
Yeah. We can work out, the logistics behind that later. I've actually already gotten some legal documents lined up if you want. If we want to take a look at those later on, we can. So when you're not busy, of course. I know you got to watch Madam Web. Woo.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So I'll let everybody know how that goes. I mean, look, go see it if you want. Go support the movies you like. Good luck with Madam Web. I'm going to wish myself good luck too. But thank you guys.
Again. And again, thanks for joining us. We will catch you on the next one.
Thank you, Richard.
See ya.
Thank you.
All right, I'm just gonna disappear him there.
And this show just got a whole fourth work.
Well, I guess we'll see if our view count goes up or down now that he's gone. We're at 387 now.
All Richard. Yeah.
Okay, so what else is on the list here that we want to talk about? Let's get into some gaming stuff. We did. I know Shay brought up Power World earlier, and how they've revealed that now, after it's been out for a few weeks, the overall live player count has dropped like almost 70%. But the devs made the company that put it out, and the devs have made I think a really good point. And Shay is a big World of Warcraft player, so he'll be able to chime in with how it relates to something like that. But it was a new game, and it was something that people were interested in. They wanted to play it, but because it's also in early access, there's only so much content that's there for it. So there's
eventual wall.
Yeah, there's a wall that you're going to hit. So once you reach the end game and you've kind of built everything that you can build, and you've captured all of the pals that you can capture, you've beaten all of the towers and everything, what's left for you to do? So until they release new content, it makes sense that the new player count would drop. Like with Fortnite, like Bryce, you're a big Fortnite player, and you were complaining previously that you had like all these battle stars, but you had nothing to buy. Did that affect how much you were playing Fortnite?
I mean, I definitely slowed down. I mean, because there was like nothing to work towards. I think, I kind of, before we created this show and we were debating this, mostly Shay and I think I pretty much said that exactly this was going to happen. And I think what the difference here is that, Minecraft was already this big monolith.
Right.
They can release an update and then people drop off for a year and then they come back. Fortnite, with Lego Fortnite, they've got a whole other experiences that you could have within Fortnite that itself, that whenever Lego Fortnite does update, I think it'll be really easy to get those players back.
Yeah.
I don't know if we're going to see the same effect with Power World whenever they make a big major content update. I don't know. I mean, something like this doesn't happen very often. I mean, it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah.
But I think that's going to be its biggest challenge is that, it isn't Minecraft, it isn't Fortnite, so I think it will be a lot more difficult for them to get this player base back, even whenever they do update. So at least to get it to the levels that it was
I don't know.
before.
$30 and you're already in the door. $30 and 12 million purchases. I think people are going to come back because they spent that money in it, and it's not like they have to spend really much anymore to jump back in.
I think it's going to depend on the content that's released. As long as they do a good job of releasing new items, new pals, new building stuff that people are interested in getting, I think they'll be fine. I think the problem is going to be if this was a bait and switch type thing, which I don't think it is, but like we saw we saw what the game was, the potential of the game, jumped in, played it, but now if the updates that they release, and I'm not just talking about like bug fixes and like random patches to fix problems with it, but actual content updates, if the content updates are kind of shitty and it's just like, oh, here's a new style for your armor, but it actually doesn't do anything. Like I don't think people are going to be really into it. But if they're like, oh hey, this new update brings out 10 new pals, and there's a whole new collection of building materials so you can make your base look different. I think as long as they do that kind of a thing, they'll have they'll have a little bit better chance of getting some of those players to come back and return and play it for a bit. But their statement was basically that it was we recognize that people are going to leave as they go through the content, and we encourage everyone to go out and find new games to play while you're waiting for us to put out new stuff. We do it, so we wouldn't expect you to do anything different than we do. So what's the point?
Right.
So speaking of adding more pals, it looks like originally they had 111. Now they're currently at 137 pals in Pal World. So they are adding.
Yeah.
It looks like they've added like 26 pals since launch. So, and a lot of them we haven't seen yet either.
Right. Because now
in the game, but we just haven't seen it.
I don't know how many are currently in the game. But it's like I caught some new.
But just look, you have them all, right?
Do what?
What's that?
I said, just look, you have them all.
No.
Right?
So Shay.
You don't have all 440 of them.
But Shay is behind me a little bit. I'm only like level 38 or 39 though. So there's a few of them out there that I'm just not able to catch yet. But also, I've been slowing down with it with the amount that I've been playing too. Like there's other things come up that I've had to devote my time to, but also it's just like as I'm approaching the current level cap is 50. So as I get to 50, I'm just like, okay, now I can kind of devote my time to doing the things that instead of trying to get everything so I can go out and do everything, I can be more specific about what I'm spending my time trying to do. And it's changing how I'm playing a little bit. So it's not surprising. But
like that massive of a drop off though, that's absolutely normal for anything.
Oh, yeah.
Look at
movies. Like most movies have like a 60% drop in their second weekend, and it just happens.
Let's see. Card games, like there's Lorcana.
Yeah.
No one talks about that shit anymore, and I knew that's what was going to happen too.
Lorcana is the Disney version of Magic, essentially.
Sure.
Yeah.
Cool.
It was big for the first few months because no one could get it. Now that it's available, it's not. I mean, it's accessible, but the hype died down.
Yeah.
Because everyone's trying to money grab on it, and that's usually what happens and creates the hype. But it'll still be collectible because it's Disney, but it's not the same hype level as it was before.
Yeah, it's just I feel like that's normal.
Yeah,
it's just
everything.
It kind of is what it is.
A new expansion comes out. Everybody who used to play it or took a break, they jump right back on, and you have this massive peak in live players on World of Warcraft. And then after a few months, drops off because everybody finished the content.
Yeah. It's we'll see. It's a waiting game. Like that's
It's
all it is at this point.
It's a long game.
Yeah,
especially with the early access of the game too.
Yeah,
it's
going to be hard to protect, or not predict how things are going to turn out at this point. I think once like some of the bigger content patches come out and we see how people react to it, then we'll be able to say, yeah, this game is dead, or no, look, the game is actually doing okay.
Yeah, like Baldur's Gate 3, that came out early access. I had that for like 2 years. And that did change a lot over the course of those 2 years to when it finally came out.
And that's another one. When Baldur's Gate 3 came out, there was a huge discourse about that, about you know, the horny characters and you know all the stuff that's going on. And now we still hear about Baldur's Gate 3, but not nearly as much as we did for the first couple of weeks that it was out.
And it's also like they forgot that a lot of these RPGs that they made, like previous RPGs, had similar stuff like that too. So it's not like it's out of the norm. These are mature games, so it's not like they're targeting like an audience that they shouldn't be.
Yeah.
That's up to the parents and the dumb parents who let their kids play these games.
I mean, that's always been a thing though. Like when I was in college the first time, it sounds weird. But when I was in college the first time, I worked at Walmart part-time. And I was in the electronics department, selling video games, movies, because what else would I be doing at fucking Walmart? But we would have people who would come in and they would buy Grand Theft Auto, and a thing would come up on the register saying, hey, this game is rated MA. Is the person who's buying this over 17? And we would have to either check ID or visually verify that the person was over 18. I remember this like 80-year-old woman who came in and bought it for her grandson. And you know, the thing came up and she was like, why is it asking you to verify my age? And I'm like, well, the game is rated MA. So that like movies, this would be like an R-rated movie. So if you're not buying this for yourself and you're buying it for someone else, it wants you to be aware of what the rating on the game is. And she was like, oh, well, I'm buying it for my grandson and he's 13 years old. So I was like, all right, well, you can't return the game once you've bought it and you've opened it. That's just what the store policy is. So if you're unsure, make sure he doesn't open it so that you can bring it back if either his parents disapprove of it or you realize that it's not suitable for him. And she's like, all right. Couple weeks later, she shows back up bitching that the game is offensive and that it's not for kids or whatever. I'm like, lady, I told you this when you bought the fucking game. It's been opened, and I told you that you wouldn't be able to return it because it's been opened. Like, I don't understand. And that's, I feel like that's the same with everything. Like people don't pay attention to, and like that's the same for like really everything. Like we were talking at the beginning of the stream about how like people complain about movies and stuff that they don't like, but other people like it. I'm like, this isn't for you, you know. Like I wasn't a big fan of the rebooted DuckTales. A lot of other people liked it, but that show wasn't made for me. That show was made for a new younger audience. So it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter whether I, as a 40-year-old adult, likes it or not.
Well, you could also go into, what was it, Miss Marvel on Disney Plus. That really was not made for our demographic. No.
It was still good though.
Barely made for Bryce's demographic. You know, that was made for teenagers.
Yeah.
You know, that's to let them let them know, hey, you're included too.
Yeah.
It's I think people just need to be more. I hate to use the term because I feel like it's kind of overused, but people need to become more media literate. They just need to understand.
Oh no, they do.
What they're watching, who it's made for, and whether they're the people who should be watching it. And if it's not made for them, they need to understand that it's not made for them and judge it based off of who it's made for and not what their feelings about it are.
That's actually what they're planning or hoping to do in California, is actually have classes for in high school to teach the kids that are growing up in this generation of all AI. Everything could be fake. Everything could be created. It's media
literacy.
What you were saying,
media
literacy
Yeah,
is and understanding the differences between what's real, what's fake.
Yeah.
I feel like it's also critical thinking.
That's actually really neat.
Like, just being able to look at something and be like, okay, I understand what this is saying. Let me check another source just to verify that this is accurate. If it's if it's from someone that you've never heard of, like obviously if you see something on like a news channel that you personally trust for whatever your reasons are, you trust it.
Yeah.
It's acceptable to be like, okay, yeah, you know, I don't see why they would be making stuff up, so I trust this.
Or like another example could be like if 450 people enter your Twitch stream and nobody chats.
Right. There's definitely something going on.
I think there might be something else going on. You know.
Yeah.
But obviously once we noticed that, we looked into that and tried to figure out where all these guys were coming from. Now, like we said, obviously there were some people who came in and they were chatting with us. A couple, like there's one guy, Combat Mode, who definitely was a real person. Again, I'm not saying that any of the rest of the 444 of you that are watching now are not real. But he said, we're in first place in the category of podcasts on Twitch in English and third in the world.
Yeah, but he's from Russia,
he was from Russia.
So he's probably the guy who did it. So he's probably the guy who put all the bots in here. And
I mean, it's very possible. Jezzer, we know you're fake. Like that's.
Yeah, Jezzer. There's no way would ever be named something like crazy like that.
Yeah.
So,
but
Jezzer Zeus.
But obviously, like, you know, we have 222 followers and there's 443 people watching. To me, that indicates that something is wrong. Like either the people who are watching hate us and they're just hate watching us, and refusing to follow, or there's something else weird.
Or say anything.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
Like I mean I do have follower only chat on, because I'm trying to root out the bots a little bit.
Yeah, that would probably actually be really bad right now if we did.
Yeah. So. And like I have it on, so like as soon as you follow us, you can start chatting. I didn't turn on the 10-minute thing. I didn't turn on the half an hour thing. As soon as you follow, you can start talking with us. But I don't need to see porn spam in the chat here, or just, you know, whatever. I get enough of that in the replies on Twitter. I don't need that here too.
Yeah.
So.
What are you talking about?
Dude, that happens all the time.
On Twitter, like I was in a conversation about the Marvels,
every day.
and I had like 5 replies that were all just check out my butt in my bio. I'm like, what?
Oh yeah, I mean, I generally don't see those because I ignore it.
Yeah, well, I mean, you also don't use Twitter that often, so
I don't, because
vote here in the chat. Jezzer's saying we just let him run rampant. You know, unleash the chat.
I mean, I can turn it off and we can see what happens.
I wouldn't. Yeah, it's probably not a good idea.
No, I actually would not, after reading what people have said. So no.
Well, then I will.
I sent you the link of what's going on. So
telling us that we shouldn't do something stupid, that means that we probably shouldn't do that thing. Because Shay does some stupid shit. So
that's a solid point. We could make Masubi. I don't have any spam. I would, but I don't have any spam, so I can't. What's next on our list?
But you really wanted to talk about Taco Bell.
Yes.
Yeah, you really want to talk about Taco Bell, which is actually bigger than most of the, like even Apple's like launch.
Yeah, dude, they had like a whole like keynote thing or whatever was going on.
This was the first.
Like they had like a Taco Bell direct.
Yeah, and this was the first time they did it. It was a live announcement of all of their new menu items coming in 2024. They did it from Vegas, and it was like watching like Xbox Direct or PlayStation, whatever the PlayStation calls theirs, PlayStation Direct.
PlayStation
Direct. Yeah.
Sure.
Nintendo Direct, whatever. Like all of them. Like it was like watching one of those. Like it was the Taco Bell Live Moss live event. I think you can still watch it. Yeah.
PlayStation Showcase is what it's called.
Yeah.
Sorry. We moved on.
You know, we had yesterday on my way home from work, I ran past Taco Bell, and one of the items was already there. The cheesy chicken crispinata. It's just an empanada with chicken stuff in it. Here, let me.
It was The flavoring was very much like some of their other Taco Bell, like Chipotle stuff inside, but it was good. It was good.
But BuzzFeed has a whole rundown of everything that was announced. I just posted the link in the chat here, so if you guys want to follow along with us with the new Taco Bell stuff, you're more than welcome to. My only complaint with it was that it was like $4.
I don't know. Do they have Taco Bell in Russia? They might not be able to.
I don't know.
Follow.
Like I think McDonald's shut down their locations there.
Okay, that Cheez-It Crunchwrap is gonna be crazy.
Which one? Yeah.
The Cheez-It Crunchwrap.
That looks. I can't wait for that one. Like I've had the Crunchwrap Supreme and it's pretty good. Like I can't eat, but like that's like a whole meal though. I can't eat anything else if I eat that thing. I feel like this is gonna be the same.
Yeah.
But no, with the crispy chicken thing, my only issue was that it was like $3.89. Like it felt like $2 worth of food, but.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just.
Oh, they got chicken nuggets coming out?
They've got crispy chicken nuggets. The cheesy street chalupas, which look really good.
Right now, yeah. Holy crap, Taco Bell.
Holy crap, indeed.
Yeah, my Baja Blast, what's that
Gelato?
called?
Oh, you're talking about the Baja Blast
yeah,
pie?
That?
Yes.
Oh, well, there's the pie.
The Baja Blast pie.
Yeah, the dessert, the Baja Blast dessert.
Do you guys like Baja Blast? Like
I need to go back to the store. I had bought like 2 cases like a couple of weeks ago.
I drink Mountain Dew, but I'm not. I like the Code Red and the what is it, Pitch Black? I think is the grape one.
Baja Blast pie.
Yeah,
but
it's the Baja Blast
pie. But I'm gonna have to eat.
Yeah,
that.
I don't know how I feel about that because I'm not.
I don't even like pie.
I'm not a Baja Blast guy.
Dude, literally just do something like right, like good lord, man, Baja Blast is like the greatest thing that's ever happened to like any of us. Like, and you're just like throwing it all away.
Sorry. It's not my thing.
Like that really ticks me off.
What about
that? More than Madam Web.
More than Madam Web. One of a new drink that they do have coming though that looks like I will be into is the Churro Chillers. It's
what?
If you're scrolling down the BuzzFeed list, it's the 6th item. They're basically like lattes or something.
Oh, I don't like those.
I don't like coffee. So the coffee there's there's a coffee one and then there's a churro one, which is just the churro flavor and then like caramel foam and bits of churro.
Are these available now?
No, not yet. The only thing that's currently available is the
that empanada thing.
Yeah,
right?
it was the empanada thing. Yeah.
What's the point?
I mean,
to hype you up, man.
Some of these are going to be
for Taco Bell for a menu.
Yes.
Some of these are going to be available all year or all year long, and others are just limited time things.
Crunchwrap better be like all year, and then like the year like forever. That's gonna be the greatest.
The grilled
ever.
Cheese dipping taco also looks really good. I tried the birria tacos from Del Taco, and I wasn't a huge fan, but I think that was because the meat in it was kind of weird. Wait, Shay, you could just tell us this instead of sending the chats. You could say this out loud. What you're sending in the chat.
Oh, I don't want to say it online.
Okay. No, he was just saying right now. Apparently, we're the #1 podcast in America.
Yeah, but we're not.
I mean, it's
currently live podcast on talk shows. In English, we're #1 on talk shows and podcast category on Twitch.
Yeah, just
worldwide.
Just
Worldwide, we are #2.
Which is for whatever reason. Again, it's just crazy to me.
Well, we have the most active viewers on any talk shows and podcasts that are live right now. 2nd worldwide, 1st in English.
I mean, that's
what I'm saying.
I'm cool with that. Like, even if it is all bots right now, like I wish we were getting a little bit more people chatting here, but yeah, take what we can get, I guess.
Those cheesy street chalupas look pretty freaking good.
Did you see?
But
the Dulce de Leche Cinnabon Delights?
Yeah, I did see. So let me go back to them though.
The chicken nuggets do look really good.
Yeah, but they're literally just chicken nuggets. Just chill out.
Yeah, but
go anywhere else.
I don't know. What else was here? Scroll down a little bit more. Yeah, there's the Baja Blast pie.
So is that like more like a coffee kind of thing? The dulce leche?
They're shakes. One of them is like a coffee based shake. The other one is just like the churro flavoring.
The cheese and crunch wrap looks ridiculous.
Right?
Deal with it, dude. Like it's gonna be.
I mean, you're gonna get one.
It looks great. I'm gonna try all of them, but it's funny.
Okay, so Bryce, since you're a Baja Blast fan, are you going to try the Baja Blast twists?
Sure.
Why not?
Like, I mean, that seems like, I mean, who cares? Like, now that pie is gonna be
the apple pie.
Like that. The
Baja Blast pie
is gonna be messed up. Like.
I feel like that's not everything. There's
there has to be like some like crimes committed to be able to like create something like that. Like there's
yeah, absolutely.
Like
okay, I'm gonna go through the list that's currently on Taco Bell's website because they've got everything here. The BuzzFeed list looks like it didn't quite have everything. So they're bringing up a whole new menu, the Cantina chicken menu. It's an oven roasted shredded chicken with Mexican spices, including pasilla and other varieties of chilies. Also, the menu adds all new ingredients, including purple cabbage, pico de gallo, a white corn taco shell, and a new avocado verde salsa. The 5 items that are going to be on this menu are the Cantina chicken burrito, Cantina chicken taco, either soft or crispy, Cantina chicken quesadilla, and the Cantina chicken bowl. Then there's the cheesy chicken crispinata, which is the thing that Shay and I tried yesterday. The crispy chicken nuggets, which are probably going to be the same crispy chicken that's inside of the taco, just as nuggets instead. Cheesy street chalupas, the Mountain Dew Baja Blast gelato, cheesy enchilada dipping taco, dulce de leche, Cinnabon delights.
Or you can show this picture.
Let's see, where is it?
I just sent it. Yeah, I just sent it to you right now.
We'll download it.
Oh my gosh. Why didn't you literally just do this from the start?
This is.
I was looking for a collage.
Well, I don't think this is everything though.
No, it's not everything, but it's most of it.
Yeah, we get a show and say, hey, like, go to BuzzFeed and look at it yourself. Like, you know.
Okay. There's the thing. So up in the left is the dipping taco, then the dulce de leche, Cinnabon bites, which I'm actually pretty excited for those because I like the Cinnabon bites currently.
Yeah, I like them too.
And the new chili verde hot sauce are the good.
Yeah. There's that. There's the chicken empanada. I don't know what that next one is. Is that the gordita, the street gordita?
That looks like the street gordita.
The one. Yeah. That
one. The chicken nuggets, then the Cheez-It
crunch wrap.
The new hot sauce.
Yeah, I forgot what did they say it was? It was
I'm not sure which one that is.
Yeah, I don't know.
There's the churro chiller things, the tahini taco seasoning.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming the other ones are the Cantina tacos. It looks like you've got the chicken in one, and then the Baja Blast gelato.
Yeah, it doesn't have a picture of the pie though.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Yeah.
But no, I will definitely be getting all this stuff. Like my go-to late night munchy snack thing that I like is the Jack in the Box egg rolls. Like when I'm like really fucking high, that's why I want to eat. But some of the stuff at Taco Bell looks like it might take over.
But surely you're door dashing that and not driving to the Jack in the Box, right? Because you're under the influence.
Well, usually how it works is Shay will get home from working, or he'll be on his way home from working, and he'll be like, "Hey, I'm gonna swing by Jack in the Box or Taco Bell on my way home. Do you want anything?"
Okay.
And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm high as shit right now, so please pick me up food."
Yeah.
Okay, I see.
Or it'll happen beforehand where it's like, I'm gonna go get really high, so let's go up to Jack in the Box now before.
Yeah, we'll be talking about this later once we're off live.
Yeah. No, I I don't like being in vehicles with people who I believe might be impaired. Because like obviously
I doubt most would enjoy that.
I mean,
Yeah.
but there's groups of people who do it anyway. Like, you know, they'll all go out to a bar. One of them will be like, I can drive, and everyone's like, all right, cool, and they'll get into the car and they'll go. That's not me. I will purposely.
Those are the types of people who kill people.
Yeah.
So
I will wait. Like if I feel like any kind of like, no, I'm not ready, I will be like, I either need to get a ride or I'm not going anywhere yet, because I don't like the idea of doing that. I know too many people who have been in accidents for me to do for me to make that decision for myself. But I also don't get drunk. I don't get drunk that much anymore either. Like since I started smoking weed, like my alcohol consumption is just like plummeted. So it's not so much an issue. Let's see what else do we have here. I
think that was
comics. Are you still reading the Power Rangers comics? Is there anything new going on with those?
I haven't been caught up with them. There's stuff going on.
I know Radiant.
They just released Mighty Morphin Power Rangers: The Return, which is basically Amy Jo Johnson. She played the Pink Ranger. She wrote it, and she basically, it's like, what if I was in charge of the 30th anniversary? And so that's basically what that is. So from what I've seen, it looks cool.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. I mean, I'm sure it's fine.
But
it's know whatever.
But it's like literally like a whole separate universe because it completely diverges from everything.
Are you familiar with Radiant Black?
I have the first trade paperback, but I haven't read it.
I have the first few issues.
Seems cool.
I read the first one. It's Kyle Higgins who wrote. He did the first run of the Power Rangers comics, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it feels not the same as Power Rangers, but it's Toku inspired.
It basically took over like Image Comics.
Yeah.
I guess they're like one of their like main like things that they're doing, like the Massive Verse is what they call it, and it's like all over the place.
Yeah, like I've seen Kyle Higgins talking about it a lot recently on Twitter. So now I kind of feel like I need to catch up on that and give it a read just so I kind of have an idea of what it is.
Yeah.
There's also a new thing that I just found that I think is really dope. Again, this is going to age everything. But Space Ghost, are you familiar with Space Ghost at all? There was
never heard of it in my life.
There was a show on Cartoon Network for a while that was called Space Ghost Coast to Coast. It was teamed up with like a Harvey Birdman, and
don't know what that is.
What was the other one? C Lab 2021. They're all Space Ghost, Birdman, and C Lab were all like old 60s Hanna-Barbera shows. And what Cartoon Network did, at least with C Lab 2021, is they took all of they took a bunch of the random animation from the show and reused it with all new stories. Like Eric Estrada was one of the voices on it, and it was just weird. It was just stupid. It was like short 15-minute stupid things. Like Metalocalypse was on at the same time. Aqua Teen Hunger Force started around the same time as these.
I've heard of that.
But Space Ghost was like more of a Superman comic that was in space, though. I guess is the.
He ended up being more comedic down the road as time went on.
Yeah. But DC had the rights to it for a while. They were doing a series called Future Quest that was Johnny Quest and Space Ghost and the Flintstones. Were the Flintstones part of that too?
I don't remember. I want to say yes because you had the Martian.
Yeah. I don't remember exactly who it all was, but Future Quest was like basically a multiverse with all this old Hanna-Barbera stuff. Now Dynamite Comics has the rights to it, and the covers, at least that I've seen so far, look amazing. It's going to be a 12 episode run. Let me see if I can pull the image up here of one of the covers, because this looks great. They're saved. Oh wow, that's taking up the entire screen. Let me shrink that down a bit.
Nice, that's awesome.
A little bit more, and a little bit more.
And all the bots are gone.
Are they?
Yeah, we're down to
Four
people.
people.
Wow,
Woo!
that's fucking great. So okay, so this is the cover. You can look on the stream and see it. This cover is by Francesco
Really cool.
Mattina. And that it looks like a lot more serious, obviously, than like Space Ghost Coast to Coast was. Let me grab the other cover too, because the primary cover looks a lot more like the 60s show did. Yeah, get rid of that one.
Wowie zowie.
And here's a. I mean, that's kind of shit that they would say in this show. And
well, that's just stuff that I say in my day-to-day language.
Here's the cover that looks more like the 60s. So you've got Space Ghost on the front there. What I can't remember. Like I want to call his sidekicks like Jan and Jace, but that was the Wonder Twins. Let me grab their names here. Space.
Maybe they are the Wonder Twins.
Sidekicks. Let's see. There was the original series. Oh, no, wait. Okay, it was Jan and Jace. That's not the Wonder Twins. What were the names of the Wonder Twins?
I don't remember.
Look it up.
I'm gonna have to look that up now. So his sidekicks that you can see on the left of the image there were Jan and Jace. Jace was voiced by Tim Matheson, who is he's done a bunch of stuff. He's a character actor. He's done
the Wonder Twins are Zan and Jaina.
Zan and Jada. Okay, so close, but not quite. Tim Matheson. He was recently in an episode of Quantum Leap. He was in a few episodes of Evil. He's been in This Is Us. Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle. He was the old man that they found in the woods. Lots of voices. Burn Notice. He did voices in Scooby-Doo Mysteries Incorporated. He was in No Strings Attached. So he's been around for a while. But he was really big in the stuff back then. And then the monkey, just blip.
Wow.
Yeah. Super exciting, I know.
Really epic, Josh. Thank you for sharing.
Absolutely. Anytime. I think that's like pretty much everything on our list though. We didn't talk. I don't know that this is really even worth talking about. The Xbox business update that was posted earlier this week.
Not really.
it didn't change anything. Like there was, I guess, an internal memo or something that got leaked that apparently Phil Spencer had told some employees that Microsoft was going to be moving out of the console market, and that, along with other leaked information that some of the Xbox titles were going to be getting released on other platforms, were going to be released on other platforms, and that just led to a bunch of like speculation and people making stupid comments and articles and everything about it. But all that's happening, at least right now, is 4 titles that are not either Starfield or the new Indiana Jones game are going to be getting released on PlayStation and or the Nintendo Switch. Currently, people are thinking that 2 of them are Sea of Thieves and Grounded. And then another one that's going to Nintendo would be Hi-Fi Rush, which are all games that make sense on those platforms just because of what they are and how they work.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a big deal. These console wars are stupid. Play what you want on whatever system you want. Like I've got both a PlayStation 5 and an Xbox and my PC. I know, Bryce, you had both an Xbox and a PS5 for a while, then you got rid of the Xbox and now you've just got the PS5.
Yeah. Especially if you're just going to be able to play Xbox games on PlayStation. But I mean,
some of them.
It seems like Indiana Jones are going to stay, but then you could also just play them on PC. So
yeah, exactly. It's. I feel like Xbox is moving more into we don't care what system you play our games on. We're going to continue releasing hardware for you to buy. so you can play our games on it. But if you want to play it on the PC, play it on the PC. If you want to get a phone and play it on the cloud, get a phone and play it on the cloud. It's fine. It doesn't matter. And that's my thing. Play whatever games you like on whatever system you like playing them on. That's all that matters, is you enjoy playing what you're playing. But I know we're running towards the end of our time. I know Shay has to get ready to go to work.
To leave.
To leave now too. Before we head out, is there anything else that you guys wanted to make mention of or bring attention to or talk about?
I think we covered
talked
it.
about everything that that I was like.
Well, alrighty then. I guess that is going to be it for us for today. Then you can catch the replay on YouTube. Hopefully, I'll get it posted up there tomorrow. The last week's episode went up kind of late. It wasn't until Thursday, but I'll try to get better at that. But you can find me on social media, just about every platform that's out there. I'm at Vogon Poetry Slam. Shay, you mainly just use Instagram, right?
Yeah, but I won't respond to anybody.
It's great. Good to know. Bryce?
I'm on most social media platforms as Bryce AWK. That's it.
That's it. All right. Well, thank you guys for joining us again. Thanks to Richard Nebbins from The Direct for joining us. We will be back next week with stuff that happens between tomorrow and Friday. We'll see.
Nice. That's awesome.
Hopefully it'll be
plug.
Be interesting.
Great promo.
Right? It's what's the thing that Wolverine says? I'm the best at what I do.
Yeah, sure.
Sure. We'll go with that. All right. We'll catch you guys later. Have a good weekend.
Later.
Bye.